All right, everybody. Welcome to Unfiltered. I think I got it right this time, Andy. I think that was
one take.
It was a pretty smooth interaction. Usually we stuff this completely up, and I'll do what I do every week. Can people just tell us that you can see us? But I reckon they can.
Yeah, we're on.
We're on. We can see us. So everyone, welcome, Andy. Everyone, welcome to Rocco and Andy Unfiltered.
Unfiltered,
where the conversation starts. Nothing is off limits. And we have a beautiful guest today.
Oh, thank you.
Welcome.
Who's that?
Well, introduce yourself.
I'm Natasha.
Natasha, and how do we know each other?
From work.
Oh, we're from work. You're a train driver.
Yes, I am.
A train?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It is. It's pretty fun.
Is it?
We'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that. So before we bring in Natasha, she usually... the reason we got you on is because you were pretty... like you'd like to add your few little comments in there and that, and we thought, oh yeah, it should be interesting to come on.
Absolutely.
You don't take a step back going forward, that's for sure.
No.
And you're like that at work too,
pretty
I think.
Opinionative, yeah.
Yeah. You are pretty opinionative. So we'll have a bit of fun with that. Everyone, welcome. Dan, Chicho Dan's on there. How you going, mate? Rocco Model. Hey, I've got your stuff, and I'll be sending it out tomorrow. So you're gonna get your stuff tomorrow. So Peter Bluebagger always there. Who's that? Maurice. Welcome, Rocco and Andy from...
Maurice from Sydney.
Ah.
There you go. Expanding.
We're all over
Unfiltered is everywhere.
We're unfiltered, mate. So how you been going? How's everything? How's the week been?
Good. Very busy. Very busy, but
it's
good.
getting up to that Christmas
That time of year.
yeah.
Everything's ramping up, and especially in the liquor industry.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good for business.
No, that's what you want to do, man. You want to... I suppose... It's funny, you don't want to work, but you want to be busy.
Especially when you own your own business.
Yeah, no,
you need it to be busy.
Yeah, definitely want to do.
Do you sell online as well?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I don't. Trying to. I've got to change my license up a bit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of difficult at the moment. But
do you have to have a different license to go online?
You've got to have a different license to sell certain products online, and we've only just now been approved for Uber Eats. Because we used to be on Uber Eats, but apparently so many young kids, like 14, 15-year-olds were ordering. And these Uber drivers don't care. They're just like, here you go.
So how do they control that then?
Don't care, mate. That's not my problem. Honestly, they're supposed to be asking for ID.
So they get there, but they don't give a shit, the drivers.
They want to get to the next job.
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
So, Pasco Vale for a while didn't have... any bottle shop that could jump on.
So now you can. People can get on Uber Eats.
Yeah, and get on Uber Eats. Bottle of Pasco Vale.
And while you're there, I reckon it's this one. Andy's got his own wine.
Yeah. I should have brought my new one.
You got a new one?
I've got a premium.
Have you?
Shiraz. Yeah. I'll bring it in next week. I'll bring it in next week.
The Shiraz. Yeah. We like the Shiraz.
Did you make it yourself?
Yeah. No, I didn't make the wine myself. But Lanita Estate.
Yeah.
Wines, I've got a few SKUs. I've got
I have tasted it.
Which one's that? Is that the Sav?
Nah, this is what is this one here?
Pinot Noir.
Yeah, that's it.
Why is it in the fridge?
Shouldn't be in the fridge?
Shouldn't be in the fridge.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's a wine fridge.
It should be for some reds. But it's not bad to have it in the fridge.
I like cold wine.
If you like your cold wine, then that's fine.
But really?
Yeah, Pinot, Shiraz, it's best when it's served at room temperature.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to keep it in the fridge.
So keep it in the fridge, that's fine.
We like it, nice. Nice things. Everyone, welcome. We got what is that? AIR? Ari? What is it?
Maybe L?
ALR. I always get it wrong. He knows that. LO Unfiltered. So, let's get stuck into it. Now, before we were on, you were telling us an interesting story. You were on a dating show.
Yes. A long time ago.
Explain the dating show to us. I've never heard of it, and it's explain it to us.
So, it was called Taken Out.
Yeah.
There were 30 women standing at a little podium each, and then one man would come out onto the stage, and then based on his appearance, if we didn't like him, we turned our light off. If we did like him, we left our light on and we waited to hear more about him before we did anything further. And then, so after that happens, you just, like, the host will tell us more about him. They show a little video clip of like what he does for a living and all that sort of thing, and it just gives you an option to turn your lights off if you didn't like him. So
you were on 30 episodes.
Yeah, 30.
Because you kept turning off your light.
Yeah.
There wasn't one man in the whole of Australia that you liked. There's a one man.
The choice wasn't too good, but the fact was that I was having so much fun on the show. It was like...
Was that your little plan? If I switch off the light, I can come back next week?
I really loved it. And like on the finale episode, I was crying because it was just amazing. Like, it took... How long did it take? It took an 8-hour day to film 2 episodes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And like we got all dolled up and did all our hair and stuff, and we were in the green room, as you hear so many people talk about, and then you come out onto the stage and you've got
There's a live audience, or there was no audience?
There's no audience.
No audience, all right.
Oh, there's a few people, but that's just like family and friends kind of thing. You come out onto the stage, you walk like to the music, and it's like you're walking on a catwalk, and all the cameras everywhere, and it was just, I don't know, it was really fun.
It is fun, like getting behind, like in front of the camera and that, and when you do those sort of things, it is fun, man. Like, you get to see how everything works, you know what I mean, and you feel like you're a celebrity for a day, you know, they pamper you, you know, so it is fun,
What made you do it?
I can't remember. I really don't remember. It must have just been something I saw online or something like that. But I applied and I got in and met quite a few nice people through there. Some that I'm still friends with now, which is nice. And it's been 17 years.
Wow.
Did you get paid?
No, they just gave us free meals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Were the meals good?
Yeah, it was all right. It was catered. Yeah, they had a bit of everything.
Yeah, they always do like the catering and that. And sometimes the meals are good. Sometimes they're just absolute rubbish, you know. And sometimes they're really, really good. Depends on what show you're on. Yeah.
The host was James Curley. Do you remember James?
I don't remember. You said that before.
James Curley.
No.
All I know
James
is like
Curley.
Mo and Curly, but I don't know James from the Three Stooges.
Oh, before my time.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it would have been interesting. Were you wanting to find somebody?
I guess, I was, but I didn't. Yeah, there was no one there that took my interest at all.
I don't know how many people in all those shows. Because here we go. Peter Bluebagger reckons you should try Farmer Wants a Wife.
Well,
Or Matt.
so I did audition for.
No,
I which one was it? Something about the one where everyone gets in a bus and they travel around finding someone.
No, I haven't seen that. Where do you find these? I've never seen that one.
Well, because I did Taken Out, I was still on their list kind of thing.
Oh, wow.
And I kept, got emails about what next was coming up.
And did they... What, and you applied to it?
So I applied and I went through the screening process, and I got through, but they wanted me to do a blood test because it was one of those...
That's weird.
Yeah, you get married kind of thing.
Oh.
I don't think it was Married at First Sight, but it was...
Similar to that?
Farmer Wants a Wife or something like that.
Well, that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, well, it was one of those. And they said you need to do a blood test because we're matching you up with somebody and we need to know that you don't have anything.
I mean,
yeah, which is fair enough.
Yeah, I thought that was fair, but at the time, well, I'm still very much needle phobic, and I was like, nah, I'm not doing that.
You don't give blood.
Nah. I mean, I give blood now for work, but, you know.
Very good. Come on.
That,
I work where you work. You're not giving no blood.
yeah.
For what?
When we have to do our medical.
Oh, when you got to do the medical.
Yeah.
Ah, that is. I thought you meant like I give blood because I work hard. I go, no, you don't. No, you don't. Yeah, every once in a while. But you every 5 years.
Yeah.
So they check your bloods at work?
We do full medicals.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah,
too.
so she does it every 5.
Yeah.
But I have to do it every 2 because I'm over 50.
Okay.
And when you get over 60, it's every year.
Ooh.
I hope to retire before then.
I hope you should be retiring before then. Yeah. So, yeah, that would have been interesting. Yeah, so you didn't end up getting on that other one?
No, I didn't get on that one.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Apparently, like, I've heard that, like Married, First Sight, whatever it is, all those rubbish shows, they are absolute rubbish.
Yeah,
they are.
I won't watch them.
They are the worst. Like, I always say, these kind of shows, with all the talent there is in Australia, for the possibilities of what we can produce, we watch Gogglebox. Like, it does my fucking head in. Gogglebox.
That's what the numbers...
I know,
you know.
But it's weird. Like, why are we even allowing those shows on? No one watch them. Like, it's just anyway.
I've actually never seen Gogglebox.
I refuse to even watch the commercial.
Is that the one where they're just watching TV?
Yeah.
I refuse to even if ever the ad comes on for it, I walk out the room. I refuse to give them 1 second of my time.
Well.
1 second of my time. It's a bloody disgrace, you know. But I heard going on one of those shows, like, so the main person who is like the Bachelor, like the Bachelor, that's one of them, isn't it? They get paid like $100,000 or something. There's a bit of money there, but and they get all their clothes and that. But all the women, or if it's the Bachelor the other way, and all the men, they get paid nothing. So they do get paid. Sorry, they get like a small wage each week, like a $500-600 each week, which is fuck all. Nothing. You're not going to live on it. Yeah. And they've got to buy. And with the women, they've got to supply all their wardrobes.
Oh wow!
Their own wardrobe.
Yes.
Wow.
So a lot of them, like, by the time they're into it, they're in debt.
Well, like, a lot of these shows, a lot of the people use it. They don't even use it for the actual like purpose of the show. They use it to better their own solo careers.
100%.
Whether it's online influencing. 100%. I hate the word influencer.
Yeah. What is that? What is that?
Well, they influence people. Yeah, they, here's this product that I got for free. So now I'm going to spruik it up so you can go spend your money on it.
Rocco, you're an influencer.
You are?
Yeah.
You are, mate.
We're all influenced.
Yeah, but... Not at work. Nah, listen, it's different. With us, like, we do a show, like, we put our heart and soul into the show because Andy does his own footy show on a Monday night also. But we do our show, but those influencers, like, let's admit it, most of them, it's because they're pretty.
I was on TikTok.
Isn't it?
I was
like, you're not looking at them if they're not pretty.
They're either really pretty or really ugly.
They have a bit.
Yeah.
So I was on TikTok the other day and I was just cruising along. It was like 3 a.m. That standard death scrolling.
Yeah.
I'm like half asleep and there was these TikTok awards. And there was one of these influencers, I can't even remember her name. She was like, in like the most condescending way possible, she was saying how being an influencer is harder than a full-time job. It's harder than getting an actual job, and you got to be on. And I'm like, do you know how like hard it is to have do you even know?
But that's the problem, isn't it?
Like, I know she's speaking on her experience, and that's all she can speak on. But it's so like disrespectful to everyone just watching that who has a regular job, saying that your life getting free stuff and making a few skits a week on TikTok is harder.
Getting paid a lot of money. It's harder than a roof tiler.
I was about to say a roof tiler. Yeah,
as Bill Burr says, a redhead being a roof tiler. Yeah, like how hard could it be? Like, or getting up at 3 a.m. to go to work.
Well, why does she do it if it's so hard?
Yeah, exactly. But that's because I'm telling you, because they've never really experienced anything hard, so they think like, oh yeah. I'll give you an example with our job, train driving, right? Admittedly, like, getting through is pretty hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of work. I know you had a lot of trouble, like, at the start with like studying and that, because I'm telling you, you go there and it hits you like a a rocket that
What are you studying, if you don't mind me asking?
everything. So anything to do with rail, you'll study. So at the end of, once we qualified, we know every train. Did you learn just X-Trap or
Just X-Trap.
All right, so I had to learn like every train, which is that there's like, at the time there was 3 or 4 of them. You have to learn every line. You pretty much know every signal, every station.
Yeah.
You know how to terminate a train, which means put it all, you know, like turn it around. You know to stable trains. You know how to fix them, like on the run if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
And then all your emergency procedures in case something goes wrong. You hit a car, you do this. Like there's so much to know, you know. There is a lot to know. Like I think yours was about 12 months.
Yep.
And mine was like 18 months because we had to learn the whole thing, you know. So there's a lot to learn. And I'm telling you, when, like I hadn't been to school for 20 years, 25 years, and then I'm in a classroom.
Yeah.
I have to learn how to write and study.
Yeah,
I don't even know how to study.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I thought it was a joke at the start. You know, when I first got the job, I seriously thought, before I knew all the studying, that I was going to be driving a train in 2 weeks. I thought they're going to they're going to go, this is the train, here's the key, go, you know?
I did not think it was going to be a classroom scenario for the first few months.
Yeah.
That's
Like
awesome.
it was-
No.
Well, at least as a passenger,
Yeah.
I know that these blokes actually know what they're doing.
No, we do. You do, and
Some
when
of
we
them
should.
do.
Yeah, some of them do. Like any industry, there's some bananas in there, man. And I'm like an OJT. I train drivers, so I see there's a few bananas out there. But once you get the job and you've done it for a while, it becomes quite easy.
Yeah.
Right. It's a nice, easy job. So, but what I was going to say is, Natasha, when people go, you know, like when people go, oh, you know, like this is so hard and that, and you go, because you never worked before. Like you've gone straight into this and you're thinking this is difficult. And I tell you now, it's a really good, like it is a really good job. You get paid well. It's not really stressful. The hardest thing for us sometimes is getting up in the morning. That's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Once you're up,
Those 3 a.m. shifts are really...
yeah, and we
really
do.
test
We
you.
punish. We have to work weekends. We work, you know, all over the place. Like I'm having my break in the middle of the week, you know, and then sometimes you wake up 3 in the morning, and sometimes you're going to work at 5 in the afternoon. Like it's all over.
How does that go? How does that work for you during footy season? Do you miss games?
Never.
Never. Okay. Yeah. Sorry.
You can swap shifts.
So
I mean,
the good thing about us is we can swap shifts. So it's really, really good. So for example, if she's got a shift, like if I want to take that day off and it works out that I can do her shift and she can do mine, we'll swap shifts, you know. So as long as someone's doing the shift, and you can even do like, you can swap whole weeks.
Okay.
There's a lot of opportunity to do those things, which makes your
Very
life a little bit
flexible,
easier.
yeah.
Or else, if you couldn't do that, it will be shit.
it would.
Because we work in mornings, afternoons, weekends. Imagine you couldn't swap them. Like we could hardly do anything, you know. Like because sometimes, mate, you don't get weekends off, or even sometimes you get a Saturday off, but you got to go to work Sunday 3 o'clock in the morning. What are you going to do Saturday night?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? I've got to go to work, man. So lucky for that, but. I'm always funny that people complain about our job once they're drivers for a while, and I'm going, what are you complaining? Leave then.
Usually the young ones.
The young ones.
Yeah.
They've never done anything else.
Yeah.
They've come into there and they're going, oh, and then they complain, oh, I have to do that. And say, shut up. Like, what are you complaining about, mate? Leave then. Go, leave. And no one ever leaves, but have you noticed? No one ever leaves the job, you know? So.
Did you find it? Was it a struggle for you to get in as a train driver?
Nah, she's a woman, straight in, though.
Or is it like that where like you
At
know?
the time when I applied, they were trying to get a lot of women in.
Okay. Yeah.
So
And they don't hide that.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing, they don't say, oh, no, they said, like the government said we need so many women.
Yeah.
So they targeted the women.
Good.
yeah,
That's
they
good.
wanted to
No, it's
level
not.
out the.
No.
Yes, it is. They
No,
wanted
it's
to
not.
level out the
No, it's not.
testosterone.
Why do you think it's not? I reckon I know what you're going to say.
It's not good.
Why?
Because they're not the best candidates. But not because you're women, because you're just, like if they're saying to you, just say for example, they go, you know what we're going to do? Right? We're just going to get Italians. Right? Is that fair? Because then what you do is you target the Italians, but are you getting the best people or the best Italians.
Yeah, but I still had to do the same test that
Yes,
you did.
yes, right. But what I'm saying is, and I'm not saying you didn't deserve to get in there. What I'm saying is, and you could be the best candidate.
Yeah.
But what happens to the males that missed out and they would have been the best candidate? Is that fair on them?
Well, no, but they still get a chance eventually.
No, they might not. And you know that it's very hard to get in. We're getting between 12 and 15,000 applying every single time, right? And if they're saying they're targeting women, so what they're going to do is, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying there's anything to say, I want everyone not to cut this up, right? It's got nothing to do with the women. I'm a trainer.
Backpedaling.
No, I'm not backpedaling. I'm a trainer, and I'll tell you now, some of the women are way better than the men. It's not a job that a man can do better than a woman. A woman and a man can do the train driving exactly the same. It's got nothing to do with it. What I'm saying is when they're applying, right, if they are picking just a group of people, right, it's unfair because you're not getting the best people. You're getting the best people in that group. And people can disagree with me, and you know it now. You had, as women at that time when they were targeting, because when I started there was one girl in my group and there was only about 3 girl drivers through the whole thing. I'm not saying that's right or wrong. It was just that women they weren't applying for the job, right? So then they did this big marketing where they push for women, and that's fair enough. But if they're then choosing women over men, just like if they were choosing men over women, would that be correct?
No.
No. So what they did was they deliberately brought up the numbers by choosing women, and that's fine. You can do that. But I'm telling you, some good drivers missed out because of that. Once you got in there, right, you did everything you had to do to get the job, and you'd got it.
Yeah.
You did the work like everyone else. I'm not saying you don't deserve the job, but you got a bit of a kick, and that's fine. Listen, when I first got in, I got a little bit of a kick too, because at the time there was only like 3,000 or 4,000 people applying for the job, right, at each time, and there was they were looking for like 200 or 300 drivers in a very short period. So I kind of got in, and I got a bit of a kick, you know, like I got a bit of a way in because they were looking for so many people. Yeah. So maybe the marks wouldn't have been as good, you know what I mean? When you're getting 15,000 people applying, you better be at the top of the tree, or else they're not picking you. And if you're going to get some sort of advantage because you're a woman, you're transsexual, whatever you are, whatever you want to be, that is unfair. It should be, they should get the best people for the job, regardless of what you are.
I understand that.
Yes, good.
But at the time, they wanted to make it fair.
But it's not fair.
And get an equal amount
it's
of
not
each
fair.
gender.
Why should it be an equal amount of gender? Why? What's fair about that?
Because that's what they wanted.
Yeah. All right. So I understand that, and I understand that a lot of workplaces do that now.
It's taken us about 15 minutes to get Rocco on a rant.
But I disagree with it because what they want.
That's a world record for Unfiltered. Usually I have to mention abortion.
Wow, let's go. No, but what I'm saying is, no, you're retarded. Now listen, what I'm saying is, it's not fair, Natasha. It is not fair. Why does it have to be 50-50? You will not get a good workforce if you force it to be 50-50. You will never. So why are we doing female? Why are we doing religion?
Oh God!
So why don't we do like races? Well,
they have already.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, why did they pick that?
Or maybe they were just lacking the most obvious, bit of diversity, which is, I mean, these days it's not obvious, but male, female.
But there shouldn't be. There shouldn't be, Andy. It should be the best people. Sorry to say. And if you're the best person, yes, you take the job. But what if a male missed out because you were a female?
I'll tell you what.
I know you don't care because you got the job, and it's all good. But don't you get it? What if it was the other way around?
So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I'm going to play devil's advocate and say,
Good.
It's not a I'm assuming it wasn't a very popular probably position for females to step into. So by allowing some women to come in, you're allowing future generations to become the best as well, so they can aspire to be like, so, you know, women are so boxed in with the work that they're traditionally supposed to do, right? Like office work, nursing, all that. And then why don't we open the doors for them in other areas?
Yeah.
And it's a small sacrifice that, yeah, okay, there are going to be some.
No, but you should open the doors. I agree. Mm-hmm. But then because you've opened the doors,
yeah.
Why are you now lowering?
Because it's a small price to pay for probably inclusion in the future.
But why do you need
a level playing field?
But why do you need a level? I don't understand why you need.
Because women have never had a level playing field.
But they have. They've had.
No, it hasn't been encouraged.
At the moment, they have more of a level playing field than ever in the history of human beings.
At the moment.
Yeah.
Now speak to a lot of women, and they'll tell you it's still. It might seem equal, but it's probably not still. There's probably still things.
But there are reasons for that.
Possibly.
Like, for example, I can only talk about the train driving. The reason that there weren't women in the train driving industry is because they never applied. And what they did was, they did a campaign for women, and there is nothing wrong with that. But if you're choosing one over the other, there is 100% wrong with that. And I'll tell you now, there's a lot more incidences, right, in...
Ooh.
There is, but wait a second. No, there is. If you look at the stats and we go and do our fucking things and we see the stats are higher than they've ever been, not because of women. I'm not saying it's because of women. I'm saying it's because they're choosing the wrong people. And some of those wrong people are young guys too.
Yeah.
Right? And some of them are wrong too, right? So all I'm saying is that when you're doing that, you've got to be real careful that it doesn't backfire on you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, and I think that's the risk they take, right? Like, you know, you're probably not hiring the most qualified, but again, I think it's a small price to pay now for an equal playing field later on.
Is there equal playing field in bricklayers? Why don't they do that? Why don't we fight for equal for bricklayers?
So I'm not saying that women can't be bricklayers, but obviously there's...
But why don't we fight for that?
There's physical reasons.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to fight for, we have to have 50-50 bricklayers. They will never fight for that.
But you're talking about something that like requires physical strength and requires...
So what?
So I'm not saying women can't do it, but there's going to be like physical differences, right? Whereas... In like I don't know how physical a train driver.
Nah, it's not physical.
Okay, so like
you got to go up and down the train. So
you got to
prep the train in the morning. Yeah, that's right.
So like I think in jobs where there isn't like such a physical maybe disadvantage, I'll say the word disadvantage, right, for women. Why don't we? And again, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Why shouldn't we have a small sacrifice? Where we're still getting talented, like or smart enough staff in, but we're also opening the doors to creating, more jobs for women.
You should open up the doors so they can apply, right? Mm-hmm. You shouldn't be taking it away from someone who's more qualified.
And I agree with that.
And that's what they've done.
I agree with that, but I also think, you know what? As long as it didn't backfire, I don't know if it backfired or not. As long as it didn't backfire, then it's probably a good decision they've made, right? Because now you've probably got more women in the industry.
But is it just because, like, what are these? Is it just because they want to be seen to have more women?
Well, that's what the AFL did.
Did
you see what the AFL did?
It's not just my industry.
Yeah.
It's throughout the whole thing, you know. Wait a sec.
Yeah. Okay.
No. I was going to say, what about the... sometimes I'm scared to read out these.
What about the alphabet soup?
I don't know what that means.
I know.
The LGBT.
Oh, wow, that too. So that's from PVET, $2.99. Thank you very much. We appreciate that.
Morris.
No, listen. It's a tough subject. No matter what I say here, I'm going to be seen like I'm going against. And for me, like, I'm for everybody. You know what I mean?
I'm not.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm for everyone deserves the equal opportunity in everything. I agree. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Well, what do you think? What do you think about this?
As a woman.
Who
Who took advantage of that.
Yeah. No, but
Right place at the right time.
right, but there's nothing wrong. Like at the end of the day, like just say there is an advantage you can take it, and you're silly not to take it because you've got a good career now. You're silly not to take it, but there's a difference between taking the opportunity and then doing something with it, right? So you took it. And because I'm telling you, it's hard to qualify as a train driver.
Yeah.
It is hard work, and you did all the right work to get there.
And I did the same test and the same work as what a man would have done. And
once you got in.
Yeah.
So what
But
makes
what I'm
someone...
saying is when you did your qualifications, right? When you did your application, right? I don't know what your scores were on that. I don't know if you were at the top of the table. I don't know. What I'm saying...
Of course I was.
What I'm saying is, I guarantee, because you don't go from 3 women to 40% without making a conscious decision that we're going to get more women, right? So by doing that, there are people that are going to be missing out on it because they're not the right gender. Right.
Dos actually brings up a good point. Maybe
read it
out. You
the
go.
CEO named Duncan. Don't you?
He's joking.
Don't. See, I'm going to tell you something, Tasha. Right? They're really smart asses here, and what they do, right? They try to. Yeah, Rat Poison's back. He's liking the conversation. They try to get me to say like these names in there that once I say them, they're very rude.
Oh.
They're just a bunch of rude people.
Gotcha.
Right, so they're real smart, and sometimes they give you money, so you have to read them, and you get rolled. So, very good, Dosh. I love you, Dosh. So what do you think? You took the opportunity, and you did do everything right. I'm not saying you earned your keys. No, we've all done them, not me, but we've all done them.
Not you.
We've all done the fuck ups, but and you did everything you did to get your keys, right? But you had a little bit of a leeway at the start, and you did. All the women did at that time. They all had a little bit of a thing, and I guarantee there were men who missed out.
They're probably in now, though.
Maybe yes, maybe no.
I mean, it's not like they got wiped off the list. I mean, if they met the criteria, as in test-wise, like if they passed the test and all that, they'd still be in the system somewhere.
Maybe they didn't try anymore. Maybe they gave up. You know what I mean? Who knows? Maybe they were disheartened.
A guy in my group, in my training group, he'd applied every year for 8 years.
Yeah.
And he finally got in.
Yeah, and I say that to people.
That doesn't give me confidence.
What's that?
That someone failed 8 times.
No, you don't fail, you make it. No, trying to get in, not doing the course.
Okay.
Just getting in to do the course.
Wow.
So what happens is, because there's so many, and like honestly, I know people that have applied, and I just say to them, it might take you 4 or 5 attempts before you get in. So, and you're still young, so keep trying, because even if you get in 4 or 5 years, what's the difference? You know, you're still it's still a good gig, you know. But
so what makes someone more qualified than someone else to drive a train?
No, I don't think there's much, because when you do the testing, it's all about those. First of all, you do all those maths tests online, and they see, and then those tests where you got
psychomotor.
Yeah. So you got to do that. So if you can do it at a decent level there, so you're good enough. Yeah.
Okay.
Once you get through there, you do like interviews. If you get through there, and then it's pretty much just going to class and listen to what they say. You know what becoming a train driver is? It's a big memory test. I suppose everything is.
Everything. I had this discussion last night with someone.
Yeah, it is. I suppose even school is a big memory
absolutely.
test. So it is. All it is like every day you go in and they go, we're going to start with signals. Signals is the red signal on top, the yellow signal in the middle. When this signal's out, and you've got to remember it. And the next day you better remember that, because they're going to tell you something new the next day. And then you got exams. Exams are tough, man. We're doing exams that are like 400 or 500 questions that you got to answer, and then you got to do a driving exam with a trainer, you know, and they test you, and you're under pressure. Like, it's the worst thing. Like, I remember when I got through, I cried. Because you remember, first of all, I had to leave my job. They pay you while you're doing it, so luckily, right? But then I got a mortgage to pay, and I could lose my job at any moment.
Yeah.
Like, you do something bad enough, you could lose. Not anymore. Now they just give you like 1,000 chances, right?
Yeah.
But like, we used to have a free strike policy, man. You do one thing wrong, bang, strike, and then all of a sudden you're under pressure for the next one. It is a tough gig.
Yeah.
It takes life out of you, you know.
What have you found? What did you find was the hardest part about getting in?
Getting in to do the thing, or actually doing the course?
All of it. What was the hardest part for you before you got your ticket to be a train driver?
It was trying to stay awake through the class. Because
Just because you're bored? Or?
no, because literally all they were doing was reading word for word out of this textbook. And like, a lot of these words were foreign to me, like about the underneath of a train and naming like different parts and stuff like that. I had no idea what they were talking about. So every night I'd have to go home and like look at this diagram to see what they were talking about, and you know, kind of try and study and figure it out. And
because you, like, if you've never been, like, I knew nothing about trains when I got in, like zero. I didn't know train drivers existed. Like, I'd never even thought about a train driver. And then all of a sudden I'm doing it, and I knew nothing. And the train industry is like its own little world, isn't it? It's just the people in there are just these weird people, aren't they? Go into the driver's room at Flinders Street, and it's like a scene from Star Wars. You know, when Star Wars, when they walk into that bar in the middle of the galaxy, and there's all these different aliens in there, and they just walk in and they all turn and look at you. That's how I felt the first time you walk in there, and you go, whoa, man, who are these people? They're your drivers, mate.
How many drivers are there?
Like 1,000 just for Metro, 1,000, 1,200 or something.
Jeez.
Yeah, there's a lot of drivers.
Massive.
A lot of trains. Do you want to drink? You don't drink alcohol, but I've got Pepsi, I've got sparkling water.
Flat, normal tap water is good, thank you. Not fancy enough for sparkling water. Thank you.
So you can have that.
Thank you.
And you can pour it in the ice if you want. Yeah, so it's this weird industry that you bloody... it's so weird.
Yeah, it's interesting to, like, from the outside to hear you guys talk about how hard it is just to even kind of get in.
Yeah.
So...
It's hard to get in, and then it's hard to do the course. It's tough.
How many
Especially
trains
for a mature
are going at the same time?
Oh, hundreds and hundreds.
Really? Yeah.
Like Epping's got 25, 26...
Well, they're always late.
Yeah.
What's with that?
I'm never
Probably
late.
because the one in front of it's late.
Yeah.
And the one in front of that.
So what makes a train late?
It could be a million things. Like, for example, first of all, there could be like passenger loading, wheelchairs, you know, just little things. And then if you're, just say you got a lot of passengers, even 5 or 10 seconds every station adds up.
Yeah, of course.
And all of a sudden you're 2-3 minutes down, you know, and then the next one, and then there could be other things. There could be signalling, and then, you know, as I said, like sometimes in the morning, just to build up a train to Flinders Street, you know, everything's late. You know what I mean? So it's a
Is there pressure on drivers?
Oh yeah.
To like meet certain targets.
Yeah.
Like what are your targets?
We don't have to actually meet a target, but we've got to be like, you got 3 minutes leeway to get to, like, if you're 3 minutes down, they call you, oh, what's going on, you know? So
and you need a reason.
You need a
reason why you're late.
Yeah.
So
how fast do the trains go?
Oh, they can go whatever, but I mean the legal...
But what's the legal...
So around our area is 80 k's, there's 95 Glen Waverley, and then on the other side, like upfield and that, they're 110. Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is a cool job, like it's pretty good, you know, but we've got our own things we have to deal with, don't we?
Let's have a drink.
Yeah.
Which one do you
What
want?
are we drinking?
What do you want? We're running out of these.
We're running out of Hennessy.
This is our phone.
Tell you what, we'll finish it off.
Yeah,
I'll get another bottle next week. Do I want to be a train driver? Nah.
I know a guy.
You know, I know a girl. Thanks, mate. I've got a question. I don't know if I don't know how you feel about answering this. I've asked Rocco this.
Oh, you go.
Is it all right to ask it? Yeah. Or
If she doesn't want to answer
yeah,
it,
if you don't answer, you don't have to answer it. Have you had any fatalities
Oh, no.
on your thing?
No.
Have you had one?
No.
I thought you did.
No.
Jeez.
Huh.
I had an incident last year, actually, what's the date? On the 20th of December, where a colleague passed out on the platform and I had to give him CPR.
Shit, that's pretty
And
full on.
Yeah, he passed away. He didn't make it.
Oh, did he?
And that was a colleague.
Well, he was a guy that cleaned the trains out.
Okay, yeah.
So a lot of us kind of knew him.
Yeah.
You know, young guy. No.
I don't even know the drivers that are under cleaners.
Yeah, true.
No, I didn't
so
know
I had
this.
that, so I was off for about 3 weeks.
Where
over
was it? Was
Christmas.
it on your train?
No, it was at Mernda platform, on the platform.
Oh.
So I'd just finished at Mernda and I got into a train to travel back because there were already 2 drivers in the front. And I was sitting on the train and I saw him sitting down after cleaning a train out. And he was sitting there on his phone, and then I just saw him, like, his head just went forward and fell onto the concrete. And so I got out and, tried to help him.
Shit.
Can't do much anyway.
What's the process like from your employer then for you?
Nothing. You don't have to do anything.
Nothing.
No.
So
Just get back in the train and...
No, well, you call the help, but you don't, like, we don't have to help at all.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Like
they
now with the
just carry
CPR.
No, but I mean,
you know.
psychologically, do they like give you time off for that?
Yeah.
Do they, or is that like
Well,
a personal kind of choice?
they were going to give me 3 days. So we're allowed to have 3 days trauma leave without touching any of, like, without going through work cover or anything like that. So I was just going to do that. But because I had a traumatic incident, I had to get cleared by our work doctor. But because it was the 20th of December, our work doctor had already gone on annual leave. So, which is why I had 3 weeks. So I had to wait 3 weeks till the doctors were back at work before I could get cleared to work again.
Wow.
So
Is
But
that
they
paid?
can't.
Yeah, good. Thank God.
Yeah, because it was
Yeah,
their fault.
They can't stop you. They can't make you come back to work. As much as they try to, they can't. Because imagine you go back to work and something happens.
Yeah.
You'll sue the shit
Yeah,
out
yeah,
of
of course. Yeah.
So you
So
can
good
have
on them.
like a reasonable
Yeah.
amount of time. Like
Yeah.
if you need weeks and weeks and weeks, they really can't say nothing until you get your doctor's like approval, the certificate, and they really can't say nothing. Like they can't. Imagine trying to push you to go. No, you got to drive.
And they do try sometimes.
I know they do try, but you've got to kind of like stand up and if you're not ready, don't go, because look, at the end of the day, you have to be on the ball, to drive.
Of course.
There's a lot of things. We're going through thousands of signals platforms every year. Think about it. Like we're getting rid every year. Now we're just seeing thousands and thousands of platforms and passengers and that. You got to be on the ball. And one little incident, man, you're in trouble big time. If you don't do everything right, there's a little incident like the door doesn't close, someone gets their thing and you take off and you do that. I'm telling you, they'll try to get you. You got to be real careful. You got to be on the ball before that. You got to be on the ball.
What's the most stressful part of the job, other than obviously like someone?
Waking up 3 o'clock in the morning.
That's the most stressful part.
Fucking the night before, knowing you got to get up 3 o'clock in the morning.
What about for you? Same?
Like driving when I'm tired.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
well, it's the 3 a.m. shifts really.
Of course. Yeah.
They try to tell you, there's this fatigue management and that, but we try our best. But in actual fact, sometimes it can be hard, to try to keep that fatigue management. You know what I mean? They tell you, we do like classes where they tell you, you got to drink water, you got to do this, you got to do that. Yeah, but life gets in the way, man.
Yeah,
you got to go to work, So, but I think we're all professional enough that we do the right thing. We do the right thing. So,
well, I mean, you guys do a public service, so it's
we do.
On behalf of the public, thank you.
Very important people.
You
I
get
do what I
people
can.
to places
you do.
in a safe manner.
No, you do.
It's a good thing you guys do.
Yeah, 100%.
So, yeah, good on you.
100%.
You don't drink?
No, I don't.
personal choice, religious choice?
No, personal choice.
Yeah?
I have no religion.
Have you ever drank?
Yeah, and I'll have an odd one every now and then.
Yeah.
But that's very occasionally.
Do you find it weird when you're out? Or not you. Do people find it weird? Do they like, oh, you're not drinking?
Yeah, they're like, everyone's always like, oh,
if you don't drink, people like look at you.
They look at you like a weirdo.
Yeah. Drink or you don't drink?
I just prefer having
clear head.
Yeah. Control.
Did you used to drink?
I can see that.
Yeah.
A lot?
No, not a lot. When I was in my 20s, I'd, go out and, have 3 cruises and I'd be off my head.
Nice, I like those sort of dates.
But yeah, not much.
One wine, done. Especially these days, man, it costs you a fortune with drinks.
Hey, there's nothing worse for me than when I go to a restaurant, I look at that wine list, knowing how much I paid for that wine, and they're trying to sting me at 400%.
Nah, you need to go to BYO places.
That's right. I should. Yeah, I find it so like I find it not strange, but I find it interesting how people kind of navigate going out and not drinking with like heavy drinkers.
Yeah.
Because like I went through a phase where I didn't drink for a while actually, and
it's the worst.
Not drinking.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Not when everyone else is getting.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah. When everyone else is smashed. Yeah. But like I just remember everyone like, what do you mean you're not drinking? And then they'd buy you drinks anyway.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm not going to drink it. So you just like pass it on and it's a weird one.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like I'm not a big drinker, but I like I'll have one of them. And even now, I don't think it's been ages that I've been somewhere and got like I've really got pissed, you know what I mean? Like just drank, you know.
You're maturing, old man.
It is, man. That's what's happening, man. And
it's because you can't recover as quick.
Well, that's the other thing too, man. The recovery is fucking hard, man, these days. Recovering on anything now is getting harder and harder. But it's just that, like, I don't know. Sometimes now, like, I'll get to a stage and then I'll go, like, if I have a few more drinks, like, what's it going to do? Like, what's it going to do? It's not going to make the night any better. It's only can make it worse. You know what I mean? Like, having those drinks. It's always that last drink that's the one that gets you, isn't it?
Yeah.
The last drink,
I'm a big shot guy. So, like, I love doing shots.
Yeah, I love shots.
And I'll go to a club or a bar, wherever I am, and I'll order, depends what I'm drinking, either 5 or 10 shots. Right, and that's how we're starting the night, and then I'll get my Hennessy or my scotch, whatever I'm drinking.
It's good to get that first kick, you know.
You need that just to settle in, right?
Settle in.
And then you always have that, 2 or 3 extra shots that are like, oh no, like now I'm too far. Now I'm like, gone.
Well, it's the shots at the end that get you. So the shots at the start to get you going. It's when you've been drinking, and then you go. You're already there and you go, let's have a shot. You go, no, it's already too far now. That shot is not going to be any good for you.
What was your poison growing up? What was your drink?
So I started with, my first one was the scotch. Mm-hmm. Used to always scotch and coke. And then I went to the bourbons, and it was always bourbon. And then now it's just beer.
Can't do beer, man.
No, I just have beer through the whole thing. I don't drink a lot. I'll drink something like that, but that's about it.
I used to drink beer when I was younger just because everyone else was doing it. And I thought it was like, maybe, I just got to keep drinking it to like
Lamborghini.
it. And I hate it. So now I just don't drink it.
Doesn't alcohol make you anxious at all?
It's weird. So it's funny, we were talking about anxiety last week.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned it. Yeah.
That's why I actually stopped drinking.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I needed to be kind of, as sober as I possibly could. And it wasn't just the drinking I stopped, it was like partying in general.
Yeah.
And, I found myself slowly okay to drink again. Okay. Right? Yeah. So it was like, I was anxious, not even about drinking at the start, I was just anxious in general. Then it was the thought of drinking and not being in that conscious state was like giving me a bit of, bit of thoughts, and then eventually it just became okay again.
Yeah.
Okay. Like I'd have one, and you know what? That was fine. I was okay. I didn't die. And then and then now it's just like, especially since I got the shop, you get these reps coming in. They're like, "Hey man, we've got this, new bottle. Try this," and I'm always like, "I don't want to try it now. I want to try it later. Leave the bottle." So They always try to get you with just having a glass. No, mate, leave the bottle.
Yeah, leave the bottle. I want the bottle,
Yeah, so, it's actually an interesting question because, at the start, it was definitely playing on my mind.
Yeah.
And that's when I thought, you know what, I'm just going to just not drink. And I didn't, honestly, for ages. But
I think if it's the way you feel, like if you're anxious or you're depressed or whatever and you drink, I think it just emphasises everything, like it makes it worse. You know what I mean? It just depends on what kind of mood, because
it's also what you drink.
Yeah.
Yes.
For me, it's what I drink.
Yeah.
If I drink Hennessy out at a club, the slightest inconvenience and I've turned.
Does it really?
And you can ask any of my friends. They've seen it firsthand. If I'm drinking Hennessy, it's like, all right, I need to just chill and just remember, like, once I'm smashed, that nothing is that serious, because I could just turn like that.
Yeah.
So I'm very selective where I actually drink what. Yeah. Tequila, I'm fine. Like, people say that tequila makes me a bit crazy. Fine. Whites, I'm good.
Rum, I've had some bad experiences with rum.
What rum are you drinking? Bundy?
Like, I think once was Bundy. I remember it smashes you, man. Like, it really gets you for some reason. So a couple of times a rum really got me, so I won't drink rum. When we were kids, like underage, we used to go down to the bottle shop, and me and my mate Serge, we used to get a bottle of Galliano, a little bottle of Galliano, the yellow one, right, and a 6-pack of beer, and we used to drink it before we got somewhere. So they used to be drank before we got there. We used to get there smashed, because I'm not buying drinks, you know, like, so we used to get there. Now, Galliano makes me sick, man. Like,
really?
Mate, I drank that much of it. Like, we used to scull it. Like, imagine sculling Galliano and then back down with, like, a couple of VBs, you know. So, but that was just to get smashed. Just to get smashed, so.
It's funny, because I realised very young that Hennessy wasn't good for me when I was out. It always end up just in a bad way, you know. So I was, luckily enough, I was all right to, like, recognise that and say, all right, I'm not drinking that out anymore.
What is it? Whiskey?
It's cognac. Oh. It's just a heavy drink. I don't know what it does to me. There's like something in it that just, I'm either starting a fight or I'm calling up my exes. Like, there's no in between.
That's the
not
best.
A great drink. We'll just take that off you.
I thought you wanted some. I was like,
No.
Jameson and Dry. Enzo reckons a nice drink. Who remembers the flaming Lamborghinis? Yeah, we used to have flaming Lamborghinis.
What's that?
So I don't know what it was, but they used to like light it up, and you used to like drink it. Yeah. It's flame on Lamborghini. Cool. That's Enzo's my age, so it's all about that.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, we used to drink a lot, but as I said, I've calmed down a lot now. I don't drink a lot anymore. Just relaxing. Old man. Now I just have like a nice. I'll have a nice beer or wine with dinner, and that's it. Now I understand what my old man used to like. Just have a nice wine, and that's it. You know, there's no need to get pissed anymore the way I used to, man.
How bad did you get pissed?
Bad.
Yeah.
Bad every weekend, man. I was bad, man. I'm telling you, I used to drink a lot.
Yeah.
I used to drink a lot. We used to like, when we went out, I went out to get drunk.
Yeah.
I wasn't coming home.
That's being young.
Yeah.
That's, you know, I think it's, especially in Australian culture, like, and this is why, as a liquor store owner, I don't understand why it's taxed so heavily, considering just how part of our culture drinking is.
Yeah.
Drinking is so, like, man, think about it. They don't advertise smokes. They heavily advertise alcohol. They heavily advertise gambling too. But like, with alcohol, it's ingrained in Australian culture. So I find it weird that it's so heavily taxed.
It is really heavily, and you know more than anyone.
Yeah.
And
There's another tax increase coming in Feb.
Yeah.
It's probably because of how much they pay for the repercussions, like all the people that are hospitalised, and you know, all that from.
You reckon, or is it just they want to make more money?
Oh, there's got to be a reason for it. I mean, what about all the alcohol-fueled violence, like all the alcohol ODs, the people going to the hospitals and stuff like that? It's got to be paid for somehow.
I think they just like taxing us. I think they know people will keep drinking the same way people keep smoking.
I don't think that's in their mind when they're taxing you. I don't think they're thinking about that.
Well, it's a non-necessity, so they're going to tax you in the arse, really.
It was a necessity during COVID.
Yeah.
Bottle shops were open.
They were open, yeah. They were one of the things that they wouldn't close. Yeah, you're right too.
So it is a necessity.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy. I'm spewing I didn't have my shop during COVID. I'm saying, because apparently they went off. So, yeah. Rocco tells me you're a vegan.
I am. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get in. She actually brought some vegan chocolate. I want to try.
Vegan chocolate.
So vegan chocolate's got no milk, I suppose, no milk products.
No milk. Yep.
That's gonna be interesting.
That's really nice. It's my favourite at the moment. That one.
Okay. How long have you been vegan for?
About 10 years.
Mm-hmm. What was the catalyst to that?
So I've always loved animals, but it was about then that I started rescuing wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of kangaroo rescues, a lot of possums, birds, and that sort of thing, and just really bonding with them, I suppose, when I was rescuing them, because some rescues went for like hours. They'd go for hours, and I mean you'd see them in this really bad state, and yeah, it was heartbreaking. So yeah, and one of the lady that I learnt all my rescue stuff from, she was vegan, and she sort of started to teach me about it, because I didn't think there was, well, I had no idea about, dairy farming and all that sort of thing. And I said, what's so bad about them milking a cow? Like, it looks like it doesn't hurt them. Like, what's so bad about drinking dairy? And then, like, I had no idea. But then, it's the cows that are being artificially inseminated, and then when the baby's born, it gets taken off them and, slaughtered, and it's just awful.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that there are some factory farming and all that, like there's got to be a lot more done to it about like fixing that up, you know what I mean? Because there are some things that are done that aren't right, you know what I mean? I do agree with that. But I think like most farmers, like dairy, if you speak to dairy, have you been to a dairy farm?
No.
Have you spoken to a dairy farmer? Those cows are very happy. They're not being abused. They're as healthy as they ever been. They actually walk. If they don't get milked, right, they're in pain. They need to be milked, right? So they actually walk over to the milkery and they wait and they get fed while they're there. They get hay and they break. So, like when you talk about dairy farmers and farmers, like my brother-in-law's a farmer, no one looks after their animals more than a farmer. They love their animals. When you're talking about the slaughtering and that, to me, like it goes deeper than just like, oh, they're slaughtering the animals to eat. Like I think like with vegans, right? Not all, but some, mate. Don't get me started. Like the ones,
strapped in.
Well, get strapped in, especially the ones that go into restaurants and that. Seriously.
Oh, you mean the activists?
Activists, yeah, I think, are just over the top, man. Just relax,
Yeah.
Because to me, any sort of activist, I'm happy here to have a discussion and learn more about it. That's what I want to do, right? But if you're going to do that, I'm telling you, all it does is turn us away. We have got no interest in it.
Yeah.
So what you should be doing is, you want to do something about it. How about you educate the people instead of trying to throw it into people's faces? Because first of all, I thought we lived in a free country, right? So that's the first thing. The other thing is, with a lot of vegans, and the animal lovers, do they love all animals or just the ones that are cute and fussy?
All of them.
All of them.
I love all of them.
For example, they say, oh, we should have like a vegetarian type diet, right? But do you understand that just to eat your avocados and that how many rodents and snakes and things die in the process to make that food? Do you realise that more animals, do you realise just an avocado farm, 19,000 rodents, I think it's 19,000 squirrels die on each farm each year just so they can produce those avocados? Because once they produce that, you got to remember, they have to produce it. Once they start digging that up and that, all the animals, snakes, rodents, rabbits, all of them get killed. They don't, like, they just go through the machinery. And that's why all the seagulls and crows are behind it, catching up all the things. And then what they don't kill there, they poison the shit out of everything. That's how you get your food, right? So what I'm saying is, I understand that everyone loves animals, but do they really understand what's really happening out there? Like, you're killing a cow, I understand, but it's the way of life. Mate, everyone that eats, I've worked out, something has to die. Something has to die for you to eat. Even like, again, with your avocados, do you understand how many bees die just so you can have your avocados? But they have to transport them from one place to another. Millions of bees die, or else they don't get pollinated. Very hard to pollinate avocados. And their transport, what they do is they transport millions of bees in planes, and millions die on the way. Does anyone care about the fluffy little bee? So it's like, I can understand, like, we all love our animals and that, but these advocates, is that the right word? Activists. Really ideas me, because do they really know what's going on out there?
Look, I mean, the definition of veganism, I've got to Google it, because it's to do as much as you can for,
how about?
Like...
Yeah.
Let me look at it.
It's such a interesting, like, kind
it's
of
an interesting
dynamic
topic to have, like, because it's an interesting discussion to have.
I've never met a vegan who wasn't passionate about it. Everyone.
I suppose if you become a vegan, like, that's the top level. Like, there's vegetarians, and then there's vegan. You know what I mean?
So pescatarian.
So if you get to vegan, I think you have to be passionate about it, or else you wouldn't be there.
I couldn't find that actual definition I was looking for, but it's basically you just to do as much as you can to minimise pain on the animals and suffering.
I think we do, but.
Yeah, but you
eat carnivores.
them.
Yeah, that's all right. We're animals. We're supposed to eat meat.
I object to that.
No, but we are. We're animals. Like what more than animals are we? We're just an evolved animal.
So am I, and I've been fine not eating them.
But because you're fine, because you're fine with it.
I'm thriving.
Yeah, no, you might be thriving, but just because you're thriving with it doesn't mean that it's a normal, natural thing to do. Animals eat every day. Like, you say, why does it? You're going to stop the lions from eating the deer? And then they'll go, yeah, but you don't have to live. I've heard the argument, you don't have to eat meat, right? The lion has to eat meat. But you understand it's part of nature. That's what happens. Like, we eat. Our teeth are built, so we rip meat. That's how they're built. That's how we are. And, like, if you look at it, if we didn't eat meat, you wouldn't be sitting here right now. If we didn't start eating meat, you wouldn't be sitting here. You'd be in a tree sucking leaves now. It'd be simple as that.
That's what she'd want. She's vegan.
Maybe, but that's what you'll be doing. Because the only reason we evolved is because we started to eat meat. And we got the protein and our brains got bigger. And if we never have done that, we will never have evolved to what we are now.
Okay, but we also don't look like apes anymore. So
that's all right.
So I think...
we do. We've just evolved into the next level. That's all we've done.
I don't believe in evolution.
Yeah, well, you can believe in evolution, but that's just ridiculous.
Flat
but
around.
you can believe whatever you want, but the evidence is there. All we are is just No, well, you can say whatever you want, but the evidence is there. We're apes. We're just another form of ape. We've just evolved, right? When you look back, we were hairy. We've just lost the hair, and we still are.
I'm Lebanese.
I get laser.
We're still. I'm telling you, some people are a bit too hairy, just quietly. But we just evolved. We've evolved into the next. Like, we've evolved, and people think now, because we're humans and we evolved, we're better off than everyone else. And at the end of the day, we are just another animal. We're just on top of the tree. And the only reason we are on top of the tree is because of our brain size. Because we are no better than any other animal apart from our brain. We're not faster than them. We can't see better than them. We're not stronger than them. We can't do nothing. If we take away our brain and we drop us in the middle of the jungle, we die. Right?
Absolutely.
They evolved. Like, people go, oh, we're on top of the tree. What, are you better than an eagle? An eagle can see like 10 k's away, can fly. You're not better than a fucking eagle, I'll tell you that much.
We're just different.
We're just different. But we are an animal at the end of the day.
But
like you
are
can't.
you better than them though?
Better than who?
All the animals.
I think we've evolved different. So what we've done is we've evolved different, and now because of our brain, we've gone to the top of the tree. That's all we've done. And we had to survive somehow. So we survived because of our brains. We got the thumbs. Like the thumbs are very important. We got the thumbs, you know what I mean? We learned how to make tools. That's how we evolved, by learning how to make tools.
Yeah.
If you look at now with the chimps, I've seen documentaries where chimps are starting to make tools. They're starting that evolution again, you know what I mean? And I'm not talking about a stick to stick in a thing. I'm talking they're making hammers. They're putting a rock and they're going, I'm going to make a hammer. That is the start of it's the start of them making a tool. And once you start making tools. But all I'm saying is it's part of, there's no one who's nicer to animals than me. Like I love my dogs. I love my fish. I've had rabbits before. I take care of them. But at the end of the day, it's life, mate. You eat meat. You know what I mean? You don't have to. You don't eat meat.
Yeah, but I personally don't want any animal to suffer for me.
But you do while eating your vegetables. But you just don't realise it, because what you've done is you've closed your eyes to that. Just like we've closed our eyes. So, look, I've killed a cow and that, because I killed a pig to eat, but right, we just don't go, I want to kill a cow, like we chop it up, we eat it. I don't think there's nothing more humane than doing that. Killing your own meat, putting it away and thing, right? But
Killing it in a proper way.
Killing it a proper way too. I don't want any animal to be tortured, and I agree there are a lot of problems with factory farming, the way they transfer. That's got to be fixed. That's definitely got to be fixed. You know what I mean? I think if it's done properly, it's the way. It's the way of life, man. This is what we do, man. We eat meat, you know what I mean? Something's got to die. The only way, right, that you can be truly not affecting animals is you would have to have your own garden. No pesticides, dude. Right? Have your own garden, get your own vegetables, and you don't do that. You go out and you buy your veggies. You might go buy the organic. They get rolled by that organic thing too. They use pesticides, right? They use pesticides. They have to, because there is no way, if you're going to try to have an organic business, right, and to feed thousands of people, it's not going to happen. You have to use pesticides.
I think your point is kind of extreme, like saying that if I eat, like the fruit and veg I eat isn't actually vegan because of the rats and pests and stuff that die.
Animals die so you can eat them.
Yeah, but
But what's the difference between a snake and a cow?
Well, they're not killing the snake to...
Yes, they are. They have to kill them to get your food there. They have to.
Well, they shouldn't have been there in the first place.
See what I mean? Like, you're just like, all you're doing is you're putting that away and you're going, oh, no, they're not doing it. But trust me, there are more animals killed in a farm trying to feed these vegetables than they do by killing animals. I'm telling you, there are thousands of animals that die so you can have your avocado smash.
I actually have never heard of that before. So,
well, you know what? I'm going to say this to you. I'm going to say research it and have a look at it, because at the end of the day, even your wheat and that, you know how many what do you think they do? Like, think about it, in a farm.
Yeah, but are you comparing a rodent to a cow?
Well, aren't all animals the same? Why are you choosing a cow to be more important than a rodent?
I'm with Rocco on that one.
Why? Why have you chosen a dog to be more important than... is a dog more important than a cow?
No, not really, no.
So isn't a cow just as important as a mouse? They got feelings.
Do they?
Well, now you're going, they got feelings because you're wrecking my avocado smash. You know what I mean? If you're going to do that with animals, all animals are the same. They're all the same. Just like what we are, we should have the same rights as every other animal. I agree, right? But so should the rats then. And so should the squirrel. What about a cute little squirrel? What about, you know what else gets killed in those fields? Little deer. Because they go and hide in the field. And once those machines go through, you reckon they stop? They just chop everything up.
Don't they run from the machines?
You know what deers do? You know what You know what a deer's defense mechanism is?
Still.
Drop.
Yeah.
Isn't that the goat?
No. The goats just do the stupid. No. Deers are small. Young deers are taught to drop and not move. No. So you know how many of them die too? Because when those machineries go through, they're just taking out everything, and then after that they just poison everything. So all I'm saying is, like, yeah, you say like one's more important than the other. Is it? To be fully like with animals, like, whoa, it would be hard. You would have to have your own farm, no pesticides.
So I'll play devil's advocate.
Yeah, go for it.
Again, go on.
Again, I think that if you choose to be vegan for that reason, if you like care about animals and that, don't you think doing even that little bit is still helping the cause, rather than doing nothing at all, rather than contributing heavily to it?
Is it helping the cause?
I don't know. I don't know the statistics, so I don't know what.
I don't think it is helping the cause.
Well, I don't know if that's.
I like to know the stats. I don't think you turning vegan really helps the cause.
Let's remove stats out of it and all that. I think if I was deciding to be vegan, which I actually go vegan for 40 days every year because I fast for Lent.
For the fasting. Right? Yeah,
I fast for Lent.
This is all vegan too. This might not be nougat. That milk, wouldn't it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So
try to get vegan. See, I try to do the right thing, right?
I think if I was like in that position, right, where I felt this way about animals, I think even doing a little bit to like my bit, just to not eat, meats or whatever, is still better than doing nothing at all.
Yeah.
So that could be a mentality going into it as well. Now, activists are probably on the extreme end of things, right? And I'm not talking about
activists are bad, like in all aspects,
in everything, right?
They just go overboard.
Yeah. So I think playing devil's advocate, I think doing something is better than doing nothing.
Correct.
Right? And that's the argument I'd be coming with if I was faced with your argument.
I don't think most vegans are doing anything.
But it's not your place to kind of care.
No, and I don't care.
Yeah, I know. But
I don't care. I'm just saying, everyone does whatever they want to do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, as long as, like, if I'm feeling the way like you do about animals and that, then you know what? I'm just going to do my best to not contribute. And then I hope that.
But you've closed your eyes to the other stuff.
No. You can know the other stuff's going, right?
Yeah.
But if I can, like, contribute even like the slightest bit to dropping the number of animals dying, then I'll do that.
But are you?
But I don't know. But consciously, I'd probably feel like I am.
So within yourself, as long as you're happy with it, you're feeling happy about yourself, yeah, all right. If that's the way you feel.
But it's not even about self. I think if you're choosing to be vegan for that reason, I think it's very selfless. Because you're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for animals.
But I still think you're doing nothing for the animals.
Okay, and maybe I'm not. Maybe she's not.
But I don't think you're doing anything for the animals.
Yeah.
Because your little thing, I don't think puts a dent in anything.
It
But
does.
if enough people do it,
it won't put a dent into it.
How do you?
But I'm not contributing.
But
I'm
it's
not
still
contributing to the demand.
It's like the government telling you to change your light bulbs and think you're going to save the world. You're doing nothing.
But if everybody in the world changes their light bulb,
you're not doing anything. You know why? Because the amount that they waste is nothing compared to what you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Even your recycling, you're doing nothing. You're just wasting your time.
By recycling?
Yeah.
Sick. Just going to start throwing bottles into the ocean.
Well,
fuck them turtles.
Well, I want you to research that and have a look at the big junkyards in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, where all the junk goes there.
Yeah.
So no one cares. They don't care about that either.
But I think it's like, I think it's okay to have a conscience.
Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. And look, I agree with you. You know what I mean? And I feel bad for animals too, you know what I mean? Like if it's done not properly, you know, immorally, whatever word you want to use, you know. So and I suppose, close my eyes to it, and I'm thinking like it's done properly and that, you know what I mean? But
nothing at the supermarket is done properly.
Maybe yes, maybe no. Like you don't know that.
The cows line up behind each other, and as they get shot one by one, they're looking at them.
How scared are they?
Yeah.
I've seen a video, man. I watched.
They know what's going on.
Yeah.
They know what's happening.
I watched the doco. I swear, mate, it almost got me. It fucking almost got me.
Which doco did you watch?
I can't remember. It was
Forks
years
Over
ago.
Knives?
I can't remember. It was honestly years ago. But it had a video like that where cows were there, and you could see they were scared.
Yeah.
They were actually scared. I was like, oh, shit, man. And I was like, I finished it, and I was like, man, that's tough, yeah?
You know, like the buffalo scared when lions jump on them, and then the others watch it?
Yeah, but you know what? We're like, it's weird because...
It's just that we've evolved to a state where we're...
So
yeah. Don't get me wrong, I like to get yours, like... I like to understand your side of it, like, and look, you're doing the right thing. I know you're a good girl, you know what I mean, and you do the right thing, and you got feel, especially for animals. I know how much you love animals. You always talk about your dogs and that, and it's great. We need more people like that. We absolutely need more people like that. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. What happens when we find out that plants are sentient? Do you stop eating plants?
No.
Why? What if we find out they feel pain?
They're not going to.
Aren't they? No. There are studies now where they say that plants...
Well, they're not as cute as animals.
Ah, very good. You got it out of you. There are studies that show that plants feel, see, touch.
Okay.
What's the hardest part about being vegan? Because I'm thinking like right now, literally, it must be so hard to have these conversations.
Having a meal at work and some fuckwit comes up to me like, oh, look at the steak I've got. Do you want some steak?
I think that's like, I would never do that. Yeah, I would never do that.
Yeah. What do you do in that situation?
Chocolate? Do you want to try some vegan chocolate?
Yeah, I'll try some vegan chocolate.
Look, I just ignore them, really.
You do, and that's just they're just idiots.
Yeah, that's all.
This is your favourite chocolate?
Yeah, this is my favourite chocolate.
What's the chocolate? Like, what is it? What's in there? Like,
I have no idea.
Nice. Cheers, man.
Cocoa butter, cocoa mass, almond. Not allergic to nuts, are you?
No.
There's a bit of soy in there, caramel sugar syrup, vanilla extract. I don't know.
That's not bad.
It's alright. Yeah.
Nice and creamy.
Look at it. It is nice and creamy.
It tastes like a chocolate bar. I'm just trying to work out which chocolate bar. Maybe like Aero. A little bit.
That's not bad.
Have you ever been tempted to like...
No.
Nothing?
No.
There isn't something you miss or like...
You know what? The supermarkets are doing a great job with all their substitute meats. Their mock meat burgers,
why do you
fake
have to
chicken.
Why do you have to use the words meat in there? The mock chicken, like that. Just say it's...
Because it's what tastes like what I used to eat. I'm not perfect. I miss the taste of certain things, and now I don't need to because I've got all these substitutes that taste exactly the same. Like today I had a burger and it tasted exactly like meat, and it even had, like, it was like the brown meat colour, but then it had like the little pink colour on the inside, and I thought, fuck, is this real meat? I knew it wasn't, but I'm like, this is so spot on.
I think we would have to eat it to give you that.
I was just
because you're going to say that.
I was just about to tell you.
You haven't eaten it for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when we went to the Sporting Globe once, I had a vegan burger, And Rob had a vegan burger as well, and he said it was really good. I mean, he's a meat eater.
Yeah, but he said it's very good, but he didn't say it tastes exactly like the thing. I guarantee he didn't say that.
Maybe he did.
Did he?
As someone who
but
fasts,
Rob's a bit of a soft cock anyway.
as someone who fasts for 40 days a year again,
Yeah.
and I'm an avid meat eater, right? I love my meat. The vegan burgers are getting better. I had one maybe 7-8 years ago, and one bite, and I threw it in the bin. I was like, what is this? This is horrible. They have gotten better.
Okay.
Tastes nothing like real meat.
No.
In my opinion, I was like, nah, this.
I've eaten vegan burgers. They don't taste like...
It was
They're
okay.
alright. Yeah,
it was okay.
I'd eat it.
Yeah, it was nice. There's some really nice ones too. Actually, you know what happened to me? So, halfway through Lent, I've tried all these vegan options, man. You know, because I work like on my feet all day, and I just order. I order food, right? Uber, I'm like their number one customer. And I was ordering pizzas, and you know, I'd eat a little bit. It doesn't taste right, man. It just doesn't taste right.
Vegan pizza.
Vegan pizza, right? I finally found a place, and it was the greatest vegan pizza in the world.
In Reservoir?
Listen to this. No, it's in Pasco Valley. I ordered it every day for like a week and a half.
Really?
A week and a half, I'd eat it every day. My friend, who's vegan, she rocks up and she's like, aren't you fasting? I'm like, yeah, he's vegan. She's like, that's not vegan. I'm like, it's 100% vegan. I go, look, it says it on the receipt. It says it on my Uber. She goes, that is not vegan. And she like grabbed it and smelt it, and she almost like vomited from the smell. She's like, that's fucking...
So what was in there?
It was a fucking regular pizza.
Oh, shit.
And I called them up. I'm like, hey man, like I've been ordering your vegan pizza, and they're like, we don't have a vegan pizza on our menu. I'm like, it's on my Uber Eats.
Yeah, I know. What's going on?
And they're like, oh, it must be a mistake.
Nah, you're being shifty. That's
I'm not even joking. That happened.
Well, that's wrong.
I would be suing.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
That's wrong, because if that's what you want, you shouldn't be fooled about it.
So I contacted Uber. They refunded me for every order I did. But that's as far as I got.
What about that? You know, that? Do you have the halal meat? Is that what you have?
No, I'm Christian.
No, because you're Christian.
Yeah. But like with halal meat, it's just prayed over different.
Yeah.
It's the exact same meat.
But half the time, how do you even know that it's been prayed over?
Well, it's been like certified. So they go by the certification, I'm assuming. So I think that's, as long as it's halal certified, it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, I heard there's some shifties going on. I actually know someone as a butcher, and there's shifties going on, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I
don't care. So they don't care. But how would you know? How would you know with any of these things, man?
Well, you got to trust that.
You got to trust it. Yeah. So you would go
legit.
to you would go like
It's
someone
like the
you
way
trust.
you trust that chocolate bar is vegan because it says it's vegan. So I think it'll be the same.
So do you eat like no animal products, correct?
Correct.
So no eggs,
No eggs.
milk.
No honey.
Not even honey.
No.
Even though that's like naturally produced.
Yeah.
Well, it's for the baby bees. It's not for me.
I didn't even know that other bees ate it.
Yeah, the baby bees, it's like what the cow gives to the baby cow, the calf.
Okay. I had no idea about that.
The milk is supposed to be for the calf.
Yeah, I get that about the
Yeah.
milk. I didn't know that about the honey.
Yeah, well, honey's for the baby bees. No red food dye, because that's made out of cochineal or something with a C that I can't pronounce.
That's hectic.
And that's crushed bugs.
So you care about bugs? So do you kill spiders in your house?
No.
So you care that the bugs die.
Yeah.
You don't care about the rodents.
These are very clever bugs, this cochineal or whatever it's called.
Yeah, but what
that's irrelevant.
That's irrelevant. Like
So now I'm with Rocco.
you care about the bugs, but you don't care about the bees.
I do care about the bees.
No, you don't, because millions die so they can pollinate the avocados every year.
Why?
It's a known
I don't
fact.
understand why they're still sitting on the avocados.
What do you mean?
Like, why do they die?
No, they don't die because they're sitting. What happens is, you understand how vegetation works. So to get fruit, they have to be it's got to be pollinated.
Yeah.
So to get pollinated, this is why we rely on bees. If there's no bees, we all die. It's as simple as that. We need the bees to pollinate everything. That's why if you've got a healthy, like in your garden, if there's healthy, like a swarm of bees going around, mate, you get a great garden. Because like my missus, she loves her garden and that. What she does sometimes is she gets the male and she goes and pollinates it herself. So we get fruit, or else it won't fruit. Like if you haven't got enough, if they're not being pollinated. So what you need to do, so especially for the avocados every year, because avocados are all grown in one area, right? So what they've got to do is, they've got to get them pollinated. So what they do is they fly over these bees to the areas so they can pollinate the whole area, right? In the transportation of the bees, millions die. Yeah. Millions die just so they have to be and they've got to do it, or else they would just, avocado farms will just die, right? So you care about the honey, but we don't care about the bees that die to get them pollinated, you know what I mean? And they have to do it.
I was growing avocados at home inside and I don't have any bees.
If you've got to have a male and female plant. If you haven't got a male and female plant, so what happens too is, so the way with avocado, because we've got avocado trees, you have to have a male and female. You won't get avocado if you've only got one. Right? You will not get one.
Female trees.
Neither do I.
There's male and female trees, and you might think that you might have an avocado tree and you might think, oh, I've got a male, but there's one not far away. Right? So they have to be, and you've got to put them in the same spot.
That's just weird.
Well, it's not weird, because it's the same with pollination of any plant. They have to be pollinated. And what happens is the bees go from one to the other and it gets stuck to their legs, and they pollinate the other animals, the other vegetables. So what I'm saying is, like, they need to be pollinated. So did you get avocados?
No, I ended up throwing them out because I was moving house.
But did you had a plant?
I had heaps of plants.
Yeah, and did you have avocados?
No.
Because they weren't pollinated. You didn't have probably male. So
they were going to grow.
No, they weren't. You can have I'm telling you, I've got an avocado out there 10 years, mate. It's 10 years, not one avocado in there.
I've got an uncle with a avocado tree. He's had about 7, 8.
Well, first of all, they take about 7 or 8 to even start.
He's got an amazing garden. Curses this avocado tree because there's just nothing. There's nothing coming from it.
Yeah,
nothing.
Well, you got to have the right tree. Man, I've researched it. You need male and female. So when you get avocados, you have to buy a male and a female plant.
And you have to just have them next to each other.
You got to have them at a certain distance, and they'll pollinate each other. You know what I mean?
So you don't need the bees.
No, they will pollinate each other, but you will never pollinate a whole farm like that. You need the bees. You need bees. If you don't have bees, we die. It's as simple as that. But bees pollinate the world just by them going from one place or the other, you know. So all I'm saying is, you just said you love the bugs, but you don't love the bees.
I love bees. No, I don't.
What about flies? If there's a fly in your house and you're trying to have dinner.
Look, that's a grey area. They carry diseases. They sit on shit. Like, yeah.
So it's a pest.
Flies are, yeah. And
so like rabbits are pests?
Rabbits are pests.
No, but they're just so cute.
Yeah, but they're pests.
No, look.
Kangaroos are pests?
No, they're not. They're our national emblem, mascot, emblem, whatever they are.
They are a pest.
No.
Yes, they are.
They're absolutely not.
They are.
I disagree.
No, but it doesn't matter. Like,
I'm with you. No, I'm with you.
The problem is that it doesn't matter if you disagree. The truth is the truth. Like, it doesn't need your approval. At the end of the day, kangaroos are a pest, and this is why they get shot in mass in Central Australia for 2 reasons, right? The first reason is there's way too many, and they destroy millions of acres. The other thing is, if you don't control them, they will die of starvation, right? So I got a friend who was actually a sniper. He would kill kangaroos for a living and was employed by the government. And he has to. They are an absolute pest.
I've never seen them as a pest.
But they are. But you don't see them, like, because we see them you know, like
yeah,
a
but what do
murned
they
up.
do that's...
So
how do they destroy?
There's just way too many of them, and they'll just eat away just millions of acres.
Like,
They'll just destroy farms. They'll get in there and they'll just destroy everything.
There are farmers who pay people to hunt on
They have to.
on their fields, yeah.
And then the other thing is there are too many of them, and if you don't kill them, they die of starvation. So it's actually humane to kill them. So they are a pest.
that's what you think.
No,
I think they're adorable.
Yeah, but you
They're
might say
beautiful.
they are cute looking and all that.
You bond with them. You bond with them and see if you still think they're a pest.
No, but they are. But you might bond with one. Oh, he's cute. Skippy's cute. Come here, Skippy. I understand that, but what I'm saying is, in an overall thing, they're a pest.
Hey, Skippy was a great show.
It was a fantastic show,
It was a great show when I was a
Man,
kid.
I lived with Skippy. Mate, I grew up with Skippy and Sonny, mate.
Yeah,
I used to have the plates, the cups, everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, yeah, unfortunately, they are cute. But who determines what's cute and what's not? Like, why isn't a
Vegans,
rat cute?
apparently.
People have rats for
I think rats are cute.
yeah.
Nah, kill them, man.
But who determines what's cute and what's not? You know what I mean? When they're in the field, are they cute? They're not cute. But if you got them at home, they're cute.
So in your opinion, is there any circumstance at all where it's okay to kill an animal? Like if you're under threat? What if someone's life is under
I
threat?
think if you're starving, you would.
In what scenario?
You're going camping. You're
Yeah.
camping, you're there, you know, you got kids in a tent, and
Yeah.
there's a bear outside their tent.
I'd let the bear have them.
What if it's your kid?
Oh, I would never have a kid.
What if it's your mum?
Oh, yeah, I'd have...
I know how close you are with your mum. Yeah. There's always a circumstance, like,
Yeah.
of course. I know, but I know where you're coming at. Like, you
Like
you
where do
don't
we
want
draw the
to.
line, you know, like where's,
I suppose if your life's in danger,
it's, yeah.
you have to. You know what I mean? So, but what if like you don't eat meat because you don't like it now? Correct?
I don't like the cruelty.
I think we're swaying.
What? No, I don't think we are. I know.
I reckon
her.
you're eating
No,
a piece
no,
of
no.
chicken tonight.
I think she's just been like just calming down.
No, I don't. Like, I still like today I had a burger, a fake burger that tasted real
Not a
to
fake
me.
one. It's just a.
And,
No, it's not a fake. It's
not a fake
It's a
one.
real burger. You ate a real burger.
Yes, yeah. It had a mock meat burger. And, like, I still like the taste of stuff. I'm human. And when I go to a vegan restaurant, I'll have, like, chicken satay skewers or prawn something, and you know.
So here, like Enzo says, they break fences too. They breed too much. Paul lives in Southwest in WA. Roos have decimated farms down there.
It's their farm anyway.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's their land.
No, it's not. Well, no, it's not. It's not their land. It's not their land. And if there's too many of them, like you've just got to. It's a humane thing. Like if you got too many, what are you gonna do? Would you rather them starve to death?
Tell you what.
Or a clean shot?
I'll tell you what. Change the wording, and instead of roos, put people there.
Yeah.
Would you? Because even though I agree with you, right? But like we don't treat people like that.
No.
You know, and it's like, yeah.
Do we?
I mean, the Israelis do.
Do we treat people like that?
The Israelis do.
We
mate.
do treat people like that.
Fucking dogs.
People are treated like that, really, at the high end. What do you think? All these like wars and that. What do you think that's all about?
Are wars okay?
No. Well, no. I think that's a wrong way of saying it. Sometimes they're necessary, Andy.
I haven't seen Rocco like.
No, but I'm just thinking they're wrong. Like I hate.
Usually you're just yelling at me for 2 hours straight. Your kidney. But what about
The kidney. Fuck. I don't. Last week you told me something after the show that you killed me, but that was funny. But No, but like wars are most wars are so unnecessary. Like they're there, they do them for the wrong reasons. I think some wars are necessary. Like I think back. I don't think now a lot of these wars are not necessary. Everyone's got their own land. Just everyone leave everyone alone. Like why are you getting involved? Maybe like for example, if someone comes and invades your property. Like, and then you defend it and you start a war. I'll put it as simple as that. Is that justified? Yes. It is justified.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I think some wars are necessary. Are they right? Nah, like too many innocent people die,
Of course.
But, you said about the animals, you put people there.
It's I don't know, because when you were saying what you were saying, I was like...
too many people, you reckon?
I was like, imagine we changed, like, just one word, from animals to people.
We're on top of the food chain.
We are.
And this is the whole difference.
And this is why I agree with you. This is why
Unfortunately, we are the top of the food chain, and we have to control it, and that's what we do. If we weren't, someone else will be on top, and they'd be taking control. If the lions were... If the dolphins could get off the land, they would control. They're pretty clever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what happens if the dinosaurs are still around and they evolved? Do they are top of the food chain? So I don't know. Just what? We're lucky that we were born humans.
Thank God.
Lucky. Imagine we were born like a bee. So
could be a roux. In Central Australia.
It is funny that I want to show a picture, but I reckon I went to Preston Market. No, I went to Victoria Market on the weekend, and I saw something that even disgusted me.
What'd you see?
So I had one of these Aussie, like made in Australia for all the people coming over to buy stuff. You know what they had?
Oh, testicles.
Roux scrotums.
Yeah. Yeah, it's disgusting.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'll show you.
I thought you were going to pull it out.
No.
The pouch, they make them as like a coin pouch.
There you go. No, what coin pouch? There's no coins in there. They're bottle openers.
They make all different things.
Waiting for it to pop up, yeah.
Have a look.
Oh, shit.
And even I sat there and I go, what the hell is that?
Are they actual, like...
I don't know. I reckon it's just the skin because they're very hard. Like, I doubt that they would use the actual testicles.
Yeah.
I reckon they've just filled them up with something. But I reckon it's just skin to make them look like.
That's crazy.
But it is crazy.
Is that legal?
Well, there's a shop there. I don't know.
That's insane. That is, yeah. I don't know, man. There's a lot of weird things that you can buy and purchase. I don't know. That's so weird.
I even think I think that's stupid, man. That is bloody stupid.
I'd love to know who buys it.
It would be the
tourists.
The tourists, we got a kangaroo. Because they, what tourists think. They think there's kangaroos everywhere, man, and we ride them to work.
I used to tell them whenever I go overseas. I used to tell people. We ride them to school. I sit in the pouch when I was a kid. I used to ride them.
They believe it too. They think there's like roos everywhere, But,
PJ Vetter said she is contributing as her shoes, belt, etc. are made from animal. No, they're not. Everything I buy is vegan. Like, I wear Converse shoes and they're fabric and rubber or whatever, and even the glues are all vegan. Nike have shoes and if they're not leather, they're vegan. All the glues are made of vegan glues. Nothing. I don't wear leather either, so.
Good on you.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
Is it more expensive? Like the vegan clothing?
Some of it is, and some is,
Where do you go for, like, is there like a store that specialises in them? Or do you have to seek them?
There are vegan stores, but I usually, I go to Converse and Nike and I just...
do your own kind of research?
I got to do my research into stuff.
It would be hard because it's, to get your stuff and then, it would be hard. You have to research it. You got to make sure if you really want to be. But look, at the end of the day, you look, I understand you're doing your bit, you know, like, and that's fair enough. You know what I mean? You can't be fully. Even the soaps you use have got animal products in them.
No, I buy all vegan everything.
No, they haven't. They haven't.
No, everything I use, my facial, all my makeup is vegan.
Research it.
Yeah, but it's certified vegan.
Research it. They have to use a certain animal product, or else you just can't have the soap. Trust me, research it. I've looked it up into it. I forget the name of it. There's an actual name for it. I might look it up.
Are you talking about a soap or?
Soaps, shampoos, any of that sort of stuff has to have it. This particular animal product in there.
No.
Even if it's certified vegan.
Yep.
No.
Or else they won't be able to make it. I'll find out the name for you. Hold on.
You don't believe it?
No, I don't believe it.
It doesn't matter what you believe. I'm telling you.
It's what Rocco believes.
No. It doesn't matter what you believe. The truth doesn't care what you think.
Yeah, but where are you finding?
No, I'll find it for you. Hold on.
Surely, if this is so accessible, this information, then
this is what I mean.
Can't be certified.
Hold on, I'll tell you. Just keep talking. This is not good viewing here. Just keep talking, and I'll find it for you.
Well, while Rocco sorts that out, let's go off topic.
Yeah, go on.
All right. What do you do for fun?
Not a great deal.
No?
Yeah.
Okay.
What do you do for fun?
What do I do for fun? Tell you what, I love the footy.
Yeah.
Do you follow footy?
No.
Not really, no.
No?
Are you Carlton as well?
Massive.
Okay.
Massive.
That's unfortunate.
Well, who are you? Don't tell me. You brought another one in.
Family's at Collingwood.
Another one?
Yeah, but...
Two in a row, Rocco.
But she's not.
No, I'm not.
What's that?
Magpie.
She's got a magpie on her arm, bro.
Yeah, but you're not a Collingwood supporter.
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, but you're not really a sports supporter. Like, fake.
He's digging here. He's just digging a hole.
I'm from a family of Collingwood supporters, but I used to go to the footy all the time, but I don't actively go to the footy now.
Yeah. That's that's 2 weeks in a row Rocco's brought in a Collingwood supporter to sit next to me.
Yeah. We don't like Collingwood supporters at all.
Don't
You know,
you?
at my shop, if you come in and you say, fuck Collingwood, you get 10% off.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, for anyone watching, come in, Bottle O Pasco Vale, 18 Devon Road. Drop fuck Collingwood, you get 10% off. Yeah, we don't like Collingwood. What do I do for fun? Yeah, footy. Footy's a big part of our lives.
Yeah.
Music, as Rocco and I are learning about each other.
Yeah. I've been. I listened to your album.
How'd you go?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, another good one. I have to admit that. You know what I discovered? Like, I've been listening to, because he gives me a different album every week, right? Nadia just messaged, I'll give you not like a Collingwood supporter, but she was you find a lot out about people when they, especially like what we've been doing, so we give each other albums every week that mean something to us, and after 6 weeks I understand why you listen to these albums, what they mean to you, and I also understand what you went through.
Yeah.
Because they all mean, like, when you tell me and then the eras they're coming from, then I go to, because then what you told us last week and what you told us a bit off camera, I was going, now I understand why you're listening to these albums. Yeah. What they mean to you. Yeah.
So you listened to last week, Kid Cudi?
Yeah. Listen to it all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's out there. It's
the song Marijuana. I had to get.
I knew you'd like that.
I had to get. I actually listened. I put it up, the lyrics up on it, so I could read it. Yeah. I think these songs here, you have to like listen to a few times and then listen to the lyrics too. What kind of music do you like?
Just poppy crap, whatever's on the radio.
Yeah. Okay.
Bit of rock, pop.
Are you Spotify or Apple Music?
Spotify.
Did you get your Wrapped? Your Spotify Wrapped?
No.
You should have got your end of year like Spotify.
No, actually I've seen someone post that, but no, I haven't got
it. It's like Christmas for a music lover. I love it. Drake was my number one artist, of course. Drake has been my number one artist, I reckon, probably 12 years. I don't even know how, like, alright, the last couple of years I've drained his music, so I get it. for some years, I swear to God, I didn't even listen to him that much, and he just always managed to be number one. So,
which Kid Cudi song is your favourite?
Kid Cudi, oh, my favourite.
Kid Cudi, is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Kid Cudi.
My favourite. That's a solid question. Pursuit of Happiness is a really, really good song. It's one of his most popular ones as well. Man.
I'll have to look it up. I can't find it, but
Solo Dolo.
I will look it up.
A song called Solo Dolo.
So where's...
That's not on that
That's
album.
not on that one?
No. Just a menacing, haunting. If you heard the album, you would have heard the...
Yeah, it's an interesting
almost
album.
a horror movie, the
Yeah.
album, you know. It's very...
It is. I noticed that.
The imagery and...
Yeah. And you can see what a dark side... And this is what I mean when you telling me about, because all the albums you're giving me, there's this dark side about them.
Yeah.
So...
Well, can I give you this week's?
All right, let's do this week's.
All right. So...
I'll give it to me and I'll put it up there because I've actually got them up there so we can have a look at them.
So, The Weeknd, who's the biggest pop star in the world at the moment, right? You would have heard Blinding Lights and
Yes.
all those
heard
songs.
of them.
So that album that's on the screen right now, Trilogy, is these 3 mixtapes in one, right? So, see the diamonds at the bottom?
Yeah.
That's the diamonds there. Right, so I've got the diamonds tattooed. And that EXO, this is like, I'm a massive Weeknd fan.
Yeah.
Alright?
Well, so far you're a massive on all of these albums.
Yeah. So I'm giving you the albums that, like, you know, have shaped you know, my mind musically and all that. So, would have been 2011 when these mixtapes came out, and he was an unknown guy, right? He dropped this, The House of Balloons, and he released this mixtape, and I remember listening to a couple of songs, and when I heard the second song, I actually messaged my friend, and this guy had no face at the time. I messaged my best mate.
Who had no face?
When The Weeknd came out, he was faceless. Nobody knew what he looked like, nobody knew who he was.
Yeah.
Right, and he literally leaked maybe a couple of songs, and on the second song that I heard, which was The Morning, I called my best mate and I told him, this guy, this kid, whoever he is going to be the greatest artist in the world. Fast forward 13 years and he's the biggest pop star in the world.
Fuck, when he came over, like, just recently, man, there was
massive, huge, right? So he dropped House of Balloons first, and this was the introduction to the trilogy. And then there was Thursday, and they each have 9 or 10 songs, so they're easy listens, right? Thursday was the second mixtape, which he released 3 months after that. And 3 months after that, he released Echoes of Silence. And these 3 were like the soundtrack to the life I was living at the time. Like, this guy's music is dark. It's like hotel music, you know, like hotel room music when it's like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's slept, and it's like you got your sunnies on still, and you're feeling like, you know, you're a bit out of it. That's what this music is for.
All right.
You know, it's dark, it's haunting, it's vulgar. It's extremely vulgar. It's very drugged out music.
Yeah.
And this was like the beginning of an entire shift in R&B. So once this album came out, R&B itself shifted from like the Usher kind of R&B, where it was just traditional, to everybody was like drugged up and depressed.
Is he before Kid?
Nah, Cudi was around before him by a few years.
Oh, okay.
But totally different music.
All right.
So this is R&B. This is slow R&B. Very slow R&B. It's good if you're, you know, having a drink or a sesh.
Sit back and we don't have sessions anymore.
You know, but yeah, that's my album for the week. I'm actually really keen to see what you think of this.
No, I'm definitely going to listen to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
As I said, I've been enjoying
9 or 10 tracks on
Another thing we discussed, Natasha, is that people don't listen to full albums anymore. Mm-hmm. So you don't necessarily have to listen to a record. You can listen to CDs or whatever. Mm-hmm. But people don't tend to listen to like from start to finish anymore, because a lot of albums tell a story from the start to the end, you know. But you don't anymore. So what do you do now? And we all do it. Is the favourite song, you know? And then the other thing we said we don't like when you listen to an album is the shuffle. The shuffle is bad because it's not meant to be played like that. There's a way to be played, and we kind of lost that. And when I was a kid, when I was young, we would listen to an album because you'd put an album, you couldn't go changing it. You had to listen to the album, even a cassette. Like to fast forward the cassette, you went
too far as well.
Gone too far, back a bit, you know, like trying to do that. Now you just shuffle to wherever you want. So you kind of lost that little bit of an art to it. Is this sealed?
Yeah, that one's sealed still. So the kind of themes of the album, I don't know. I'm not gonna say nothing. You make up your own mind.
Let me know.
And you'll get the vibes. Very, very influential albums.
Yeah, I like it. I like
heavily influential.
I like what you've been doing is giving me these albums to listen to because I can be stuck in the 80s.
We're all stuck in our ways, you know. We're all kind of stuck.
You just keep listening to the same thing. But this is
I was listening to Prince the other day.
Yeah, it's good, huh?
Rocco got me to listen to Prince last week, and I haven't heard it in so long.
You know it, but then you go back, listen to the whole album again, and
but when you actually, because again, like with old records, it's easier to just listen to an odd track here and there and think, I remember this.
But
song.
You got a favourite song. But then, always with albums, like, you know, like when you go deep in it, there's that song in there,
like a deep cut.
Yeah, that no one's ever heard. You know, they don't play it on the radio. You know what I mean? You hear it and you go, why don't they play this song? Man, this is their best song. You know.
Yeah.
So that's definitely.
Yeah.
My album is a bit more. See, then I go to my album. So he's really deep. He tells me these stories, and then I go, just listen to Prince. This is a Purple Rain. That's the best, mate. Like I love Purple Rain, you know. But my next one is I'll give you my one. Oh, this is an album. It's an Australian band. I can't see. I do this every fucking week. Every week.
Every week.
Can you see?
No.
You can't see.
I haven't got my glasses on.
Oh, here. You heard of Chocolate Starfish?
Yep.
Is this Limp Bizkit?
Chocolate Starfish.
Oh, Limp Bizkit have an album called
I know. If you look it up,
and the hot dog flavoured waters.
Yeah, they come up.
That's one of the most epic albums ever.
I know.
Yeah.
So
I've never heard of Chocolate Starfish.
All right, good. So this is one of my favourite albums. I love every song on this. Yeah, and this is
What's the album called?
It's just
self-titled?
Yeah, it's self-titled, Chocolate Starfish. Yeah.
Add it on to my Spotify now.
The reason I haven't got it, I can't find this album. I've got it on CD. I cannot find the actual LP. You know, I've looked everywhere, man.
Really?
Yeah, I've searched all the record places and I cannot find it. And even I looked on eBay, and there's no one selling it. I don't know. I don't even know if they made it. You know, so
on record, yeah.
But listen to Chocolate Starfish. As I said, one of my favourite albums, mate. Mountain. Oh, what a song! You know. And he does a couple of.
What genre? Is it just like rock?
Yeah, like a rock. Yeah, like a pub band rock.
Okay.
What happened?
Andy has the same taste in music as a 16-year-old American girl with depression.
Who said that?
Bonafide.
Oh yeah, Bonafide THC,
mate.
He hasn't been on for a while. Welcome
I was
back.
around, mate. I was around for the weekend before this weekend that you guys probably know. If you haven't heard those albums, go listen to it and tell me if a 16-year-old should be listening to it.
Rocco, Morrow, I'm not going to send you your prizes now for talking shit there. There's a reason you can't find it. Rocco, it sucks. It doesn't suck. It's one of my favourite albums. I love Chocolate Starfish. They're a good little band, man. So that's it. So check that one out.
We both copped little drive-bys.
Yeah, look at these. This is the thing about with the chat. These people can just throw rocks at you, man. And I can see like Tasha's been like heavily invested in the chat.
Is that the album?
Yes.
I like to see what they're being.
Nah, they're usually pretty good. We got some good people out there, man. We have a good laugh with them. So so we'll listen to that. I'll enjoy that, and as I said, I'll keep listening also to the other albums. I really want to listen to the other album again, but I want want to read the words this time, you know what I mean? So you catch a lot of it because it's the rap, you know, like it's hard to catch sometimes.
Some go hard.
But then when you read the words, like the marijuana straight away, I was reading and I'm going, mate, I understand exactly what he's talking about.
How good's the guitar solo on that? Just nice and chill.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah.
Speaking of marijuana,
yes,
I was on break today at work,
and I went for a walk. And you had a bit of a spliff.
And I went for a walk down.
That's why the trains are late.
I went for a walk down to Grave Street.
Yeah.
And
that's one of our coffee places, the Grave Street.
You found it?
A bag of marijuana, yeah.
Oh,
No, you did not.
I did too.
She put it in the bin.
Straight in the bin.
Some bloke would have like pulled something out and fell out of his pocket.
No, I just thought, what if it's I'm not going to give it to anyone. What if it's laced with something? What if a dog eats it? What if a bird eats it? No. I just, In my younger days, that would have been smoked before I got to the end of the street. But who uses a bag? Like there was a little bit in there.
There's a couple buds little buds.
Yeah. How much would that have been worth?
Probably like $20 odd or something.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah.
$20.
Well, it's pretty cheap.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know, like weed hasn't, not that I bought any in recent years, but they haven't really changed much of price. Quarter's always been like the $200.
180.
Yeah, 180. You get the $20, $25 for it. No, I'm just saying. I heard that. I heard that's what they used to be. Yeah, that's funny, man. Like, well, how many times, mate, do we smell it in the train?
Oh, really? It's disgusting. I hate it.
Do you guys know when someone's smoking on the train? Is there like a sensor?
But you could smell it straight away.
The first 3 carriages share the same vent as the driver.
Okay.
So if someone's smoking,
it actually makes me sick.
Yeah.
Really? I feel sick when I smell it.
Really?
Yeah, I've cracked it at people in the train with the smokes.
Me too.
I crack it at
actual ciggies?
Yeah. I've been in there and I could smell it, and it makes me, like now, I smoked for 20 years, right? But it makes me sick now.
I've always, I'm a non-smoker, right? I've actually never tried a cigarette in my whole life. And
you haven't lived.
Trust me, I've lived. I just haven't had a ciggy.
Lana Owens goes, Rocco, nah, it's actually gone down in price over the years. Lana, how do you know that?
What's Q?
What's what?
Q is 90.
Quarter.
Quarter?
It's gone
$90.
down. It's gone down.
It's a bargain.
What a spew.
Shit.
We used to pay more fucking 20 years ago.
There you go.
It's paid like 100 for a quarter. So when I was a kid, now it's 90. What's going on? That's the only thing that's gone down. Everything else has gone up, that's gone down.
Everything I like's gone up. Anyway, what was I saying?
Like if they're smoking.
Oh, yeah. So, as a non-smoker, even when someone smokes like outside my shop and the smell comes in, I'm just spewing. I hate it.
Do you tell them to fuck off?
You can't.
What can you do? You can't. Like they're walking past.
They're out in the fucking street. What are you going to do? Tell
one of my best mates, I don't want to say his name, but he's watching, smokes ciggies. And every time he pulls out a ciggy, oh, mate, what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing, bro? You got to give it up.
You know, most smokers...
if you're still watching, give it up.
You know, most smokers... Lana goes, because I do. An ounce is $2.20. That's what I pay. Lana's she's one of our, like, she watches all the shows. She's a fantastic lady. So what was I saying? Smoking, like, now makes me sick. And I used to smoke, and I got an unusual story. Right? I started smoking at 16 at home.
Okay, at home?
At home, in front of my dad.
What do you mean? So when I started smoking at 15 years old, right? And then my dad's been smoking since he was 9. Like he was a smoker. He's rolled all his life. He died with a smoke in his mouth, you know. But he said one day, like I'd be smoking, and then one day, like at a wedding, my brother was getting smart, giving me smokes, you know. I'm going, no. My dad's like looking at me, you know. He's kind of like looking, and then one day, like he gets me and he goes, I know, like all in Italian, he goes, I know you smoke. He goes, if you're going to do it, you do it in front of me, don't do it behind my back.
So I would smoke at home at fucking 16 years old, like with my dad. And then my mates would come over and I'd have a smoke and they'd go, no. They would feel really bad, you know. And I started smoking when I was like with my dad. And he just said like, yeah, mate, you're going to smoke, just smoke at home, man. That's it, don't hide it. Yeah. So I would smoke at home, and those days there, you'd smoke everywhere, man, like inside receptions, inside planes.
It's wild to me that you guys are allowed to smoke on planes.
It's weird. You're in a cylinder.
Yeah.
The fuck? Like there was a curtain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there was ashtrays there, and in the car, you know, like it's the weirdest thing, you know. And now I understand. Like I think it's disgusting now. Like, but
what made you stop?
Oh, many years of trying.
Yeah.
So it's the hardest thing to stop. It really is. It really is. Like, I think it's almost the hardest drug to stop.
Yeah.
It's so hard, man. So it just took many years of stopping and then stopping and then starting. And then what I started to do was reduce it. So instead of having one as soon as I got up, I go, right, I'm going to wait till I get to work. And I did that for a while. And then I go, right, I'm going to wait like half an hour after I get to work. And that's when I'm going to have my first one. And that's how I did it. And then slowly.
Good on you, man.
Yeah, and I did that. And then I smoked bongs for the rest of the time. and then that finished too, you know what I mean? And then that slowly...
Nothing like no smoking at all anymore? Nah. So you won't even like socially or anything?
Nah, it makes me sick.
Yeah. What about you?
Makes me sick.
No, I used to in my 20s, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And why'd you stop? Was it ever an addiction? Was it ever like a...
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was doing it.
Like a pack a day?
Nah, never that much. But it was always like, get up, have breakfast, have a smoke.
Yeah.
Get in the car, have a smoke.
Yep.
Get to work, have a smoke before work, and then lunchtime, it was just...
And that's what happens. You go into that routine where everything, like as soon as you finish eating, smoke.
Yeah,
have a coffee, I've got to have a smoke.
I trip out when my mate smokes. It's like every chance, like, you know, just every few minutes.
And you know what, most smokers, like there aren't many that go, no, I'm never going to quit, I love it. A lot will say, far out, I want to give up. It just plays on your mind. The only trick I can tell people is this. When you're addicted to something and when you crave something, just remember a craving only lasts so long. So a craving will only last 5, 10, 15, 20 seconds, right? Depending on your addiction is how long it will last for. All you have to do is get through that craving.
Yeah.
So if it's 10 seconds, get through that 10 seconds, and then what happens is you'll forget about it. The problem is when you're addicted, those cravings come more often. So they'll be every 10 minutes, right? The further you get away from it, those cravings get further and further and further away. But the craving is still exactly the same. It's like 5, 10 seconds. All you got to do is fight that 5, 10 seconds. Just do something else. Think about something else. I know it's harder to do than say, but that's how I did it. Just like forget about it. Just, you know, like no, move on. And then you get the craving again. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's the same as eating. I mean, people have got...
Well, yeah. So I've noticed with a lot of my friends who have quit smoking, they kind of replaced it with
something else.
They've got an addictive... eating.
Yeah.
So I've got an addictive personality, like bad, right? So I'll purposely not do certain things because I know that I might really like it, and I'll just... I know how I am.
100%. So you don't even bother doing it.
I don't even just go near it. There are things that I just like, nah. That sounds way too good. I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah, 100%.
So I just, nah.
Gambling's another one. Gambling is
massive in Australia. I think we're the biggest gamblers in the world.
It's huge. It's ridiculous. Do you gamble?
Yeah.
I hate it.
I love a cheeky pun at the Cass. I was at the Cass the other night.
Yeah, I don't mind going in and having a bit of a laugh.
Absolute balls in, and then right at the end, I won all my money back.
But that's the problem.
No, I was even, and I just got out.
Lucky you walked out. You bet on the footy?
Footy's the only sport that I bet on consistently. So I delete my sports bet in the off season, just because I don't know any other sport the way I know footy. So I've got a pretty decent system happening for the footy. I actually haven't really been down for a few years with the footy. Come the off season, I know if I just keep sports bet on my account,
You just bet on it, but you can bet on anything now.
I bet on the election. Like I bet on the election. You know, like it was the easiest money I've ever made.
Yeah.
But you can bet on anything.
Yeah.
You know, so
I just find with footy, like I love it that much. It ruins it for me. Like the betting
If you
ruins
bet,
it for me.
yeah.
Like because you start worrying about other things.
yeah.
Oh, well, we need this player to get another possession.
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and I hate it. I see it, and they're going like, "Oh, just get one more possession." And I think you just like to me, it's ruined it. Like I love footy that much. I just love it for it's like the most basic thing it is.
Yeah.
And you're just ruining it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A player needs to get this much. We have to win by this much. Like.
So I don't bet on Carlton anymore.
Yeah, that would ruin it.
Because I learnt that. Because I bet when it comes to Carlton, I bet with my heart.
Yeah,
and that's you've already lost. You've already lost.
Forget
right?
about it.
And I learnt that look, I'm not enjoying games. Like even if we lose, it's like I'm even angrier because, you know, we've now lost that and I've lost the bet or I've lost the multi. You know, so I think with gambling, the worst part is how like readily available it is to just grab your phone,
easy.
bang. Bro, like you don't even need much to sign up with. You can just, if you're a kid, you can just use your parents'
And
card.
they give you like they start you off with free bets.
You get bonus bets. You get all
bonus
that.
bets,
Yeah,
and it's so
yeah.
easy.
It's
I remember
advertised on TV. It's
on everything.
ridiculous.
During the footy too. That's what you know. Kids are watching. Like, and again, we're so it's Australian culture.
And then they add like the little bit of gambling and like things and that.
You know,
no one's watching that last little bit. You know.
You know what absolutely pissed me off? Like, I got so angry. We all know what Fev went through with gambling, right? And there was a massive sob story with him, and and he lost his family. He got his family back.
Lost all his money.
Everything, and I seen him on a sports bet app.
I know.
And I was like, you just sold your soul, bro. You just sold all your
You know
morals.
what? I didn't think about that. You're fucking right.
I was like, I lost a lot of respect for him there. It's like, not all money is good money. Not every job's a good job.
I didn't think about that.
So,
That's fun. Like one of our players, Fevolenko, he's been like Favola.
Yeah.
Hasn't played. Have you heard of him?
Brendan Favola. Yeah.
I would have heard of him.
Yeah.
Great footballer, but he had a lot of trouble with gambling. He got himself in a lot of trouble, lost all his money, lost his family, lost everything through gambling. He owed millions to like gamblers, and I don't know if it's millions. I guarantee it was. I heard there was $1 million there that he'd lost, right? So it ruined his life, and then he got back on track. And I give him all kudos for getting back on track.
Absolutely.
Man, if you can change your life, and he's got his family back, man, he does the radio now.
Pressure point.
Yeah. That's right. Right. And now he's fucking advertising for a gambling site.
Yeah. And it was like, when I first saw that, the first thing I thought of was him crying about his family, and like you just kind of encouraging people to gamble 100%. Now. It's like, come on, bro, you have no morals at that point.
No, that's
to me,
it.
you've
sold yourself.
Yeah, exactly right. So I've just lost. And again, like, I'm no one. Like, my respect is nothing.
How much does it take to sell yourself?
That's exactly right. Like, and I think
everyone has a price, huh?
Clearly.
I always remember the $1 Million Man. Remember the $1 Million Man?
I've heard this TV show.
No, the $1 Million Man in the wrestling.
Ted DiBiase.
Yeah. Remember? You see, everyone's got a price, man. He would buy his belt. Yeah. Everyone's got a price, I can buy anyone, So.
But it was just, it's a bit of a shit go. You know what I mean? You know what you've been through.
That is a shit one.
And it just didn't sit right with me. Like the messenger, like I said, not all money.
I didn't think about that. I'm going to fucking bag him too, the bloody, the dog is. What a dog, man. And also, just quickly, what another dog is, Channel 7.
Oh, how's this? Tell them.
About what?
The show.
Yeah. So they're going to start a new show, right? Out of all the names in the world, what do you think they call their show? Unfiltered.
The dog.
What out of all the shows? Now, can I just say something? I'll guarantee something 100% here. it is not unfiltered.
No.
When you go on commercial TV, it is not unfiltered. All their questions are going to be screened. This is the only unfiltered show, right?
It's the OG.
Yeah, this is it. And we remember the OG. And I'll tell you another thing about us. We are the Tyson of the 80s. Oh. You're the Tyson of the 2024, mate. You are the fake Tyson, mate. Like, that is a disgrace, man.
I was cut. I sent it to you. I was like, look at these dogs.
They got like an unfiltered show. And we took ages to work out this name. Like, we went through heaps. We go, what can we use? We'll use this, we use that. And then we came up with unfiltered. But you know what? Let them use it, man. It might be good. People might look it up and see the real unfiltered.
Joe Rogan a reservoir.
The Joe Rogan a reservoir. Another quick one before we go, right? Natasha, you just during the week you said to me that we were talking about anxiety and depression last week, and you go, "What a spew!" I wish you talked about that when I was there. Why?
Oh, I've been through a lot. It's been like since I was about 19. That's when I was first diagnosed
With depression?
Yeah, and anxiety. But then thinking about my childhood, I had anxiety as a little kid too. Like, I remember things that I would do and I'd just be like a little anxious mess when I was really little. And yeah, there's just so many of us with it now. And it's...
I think so. I think the world's kind of like... I don't know, man. The young generation now, like, as much as I say, like, when we were young, we were tough, we went through our own things. I mean, all the young people, they go through their own issues these days, and I don't think I can understand it, like social media and all that. Like, I really don't understand it. Like, so yeah, I think it's a real big problem. Yeah. So,
no. How did you deal with it growing up? Like, what were your coping, like, if I don't want to pry, but...
I think it took a few years to actually understand what it was, that it was like depression and anxiety. And because I was seeing a psychiatrist and he's like, oh, psychotic episodes and this and that. It's like, no, that's not what it was. And this was 24 years ago or something like that, and I don't know, it just wasn't really spoken about it.
No, and that's the thing. Years ago, it wasn't spoken about.
Yeah. And my mum was in denial that anything was even wrong.
Yeah.
And she didn't want me to go on medication or anything like that.
Were you on medication?
Yeah, the psychiatrist had me, I was his guinea pig. Like, every time I'd see him, he'd open his bottom drawer and here, try these. And he'd just give me new tablets to try every week. I was walking around like a zombie.
So they just pretty much made you a zombie,
Yeah.
Well, that's what they do, a lot of them.
I was on mood stabilizers, antipsychotics and all this. And it was but it was depression and anxiety, and I needed to be treated for those accordingly, and I wasn't.
When were you? Like at what age?
Like maybe mid to late 20s, I guess. And yeah, once that was settled, I mean, I'd go through periods in my life where I'd have an event that would, make me sort of go back into that state of depression and anxiety, and even though I was still on a medication, I'd need more help. But I don't know, the longer you live with it, because I don't think it's something that just goes away, the longer that you live with it, you know how to deal with it, and you know what to look out for in yourself. Like me, for example, I don't drink alcohol because it used to make me anxious. I might have a drink or two, but that's it. Whereas,
that's why you asked him before about does it make you anxious, because that's what he used to do.
Yeah, because I'd binge drink when I was younger, and that point past tipsy, I would get anxious, and I'd just, I wasn't a good person.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying before, like with drinking, like whatever you're feeling, like drinking can make it, like, you know, like, how do you say it? Make it worse. You know what I mean?
Like magnified.
Yeah, magnified. If you're anxious, if you're depressed, it actually makes it worse. If you're happy, I reckon you drink and you become more happier. You know what I mean? But
for me, it was like I'd have to get past tipsy to not be anxious. So like if in those early days when I was, you know, like really dealing with my anxiety, it was like, oh man, like if I have a drink, am I going to be all right? Am I going to be all right? And then I'd drink, and it'd be okay. And then once I was like just past tipsy, it's like I'm good. I'm not even thinking.
So a little bit more numb.
Yeah. So for me, it was like masking it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. How do you cope with it now, as you know, as an adult now? Do you still like have waves coming in, and do you still?
I'm pretty stable. Like this job has me, I'm in a routine, and it sort of keeps me sane and happy.
Yeah.
Like I'm active enough in my job. I was going to the gym and all that sort of thing, keeping active as well.
Good.
Although I've slacked off now, but I think it helps a lot. Like having
routine and that, and having like you know, like responsibilities, and that definitely helps. You know what I mean? And I think like we've all kind of gone through it in our own ways, you know. And what I find is I still get it. You know what I mean? But I've learned how to deal with it. Where I know, like, you know, sometimes I get really sad, right? I think I'm going to go see someone, man, because I cry a lot, right? Like I do. I'll cry over. I cannot watch anything now without crying. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm going, what the fuck am I crying about, you know? It's just like, man, I watched Yellowstone last night, the next episode. I cried through the whole episode. Like, what am I crying about, you know? So there's something definitely there. But what I find is sometimes I just need to be sad. Like, does that make sense? Like, I'm happy. Like, just leave me alone, and I need to be sad for a day.
Go through it.
And then I get over it, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden I'm on top of the world. And I don't know why I'm on top of the world. Like sometimes I just get on top of the world. I'm singing, this is fantastic. I've got exactly the same problems as yesterday. All the same issues, right? Because we've all got issues somewhere in the back of our mind, right? It's either financial, relationship, there's something there, right? So I've got the same issues, but one day I'm as down as I can be about it. I just got to get through it. I want to be sad for the day. Don't try to get me out of it. I just want to live through this sadness, and then I'll be all right, you know. So that's how I cope with it, you know. And every once in a while, it's like a release thing where I've got to be sad and depressed for a day, you know. And you say to me like, "Oh, you don't wave," and that. Well, maybe I don't want to wave today, you know. Like
you never wave. No matter what day it is. Never wave.
Yeah. So that's how I deal with it.
It's funny you say that, because, you know, you said you have that day of just being sad.
Yeah.
I sometimes, like, no issues, right? There's nothing wrong. But I find something wrong.
Yeah.
And I fixate, right? And it's like, I kind of self-sabotage, and I like sit there and I'm just leave me alone, everyone. I just need to be just alone, and I need to listen to...
You know how you self-sabotage? I almost enjoy the self...
Same here.
Yeah?
Same here.
So it's not just me. I enjoy that. I make it worse. I kind of enjoy it.
Well, that's why I listen to certain music when I'm in that mood, because it makes me feel... It's like it encourages that behaviour. It encourages those feelings.
Yeah.
And I just, like you, I just need to let it happen.
Yes.
You know, it's like... I hate it, but it's like I need it sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if it's a comfort thing, because I spent so long in that zone.
Yeah.
That it's almost like subconsciously, do I miss it? Do I like... Maybe that's who I actually am, and I start playing those games with myself, you know? And the self-sabotaging, like, relationships, friendships, all that is so, like... It's so common. It's a lot more common than we think. Right, and it's based on, like, you know, past traumas and all that, and I think allowing yourself space to have these feelings and to feel whatever comes, and then being kind of mature enough to say, okay, I've had that little moment, and I didn't let it kind of get out of that room. You know, like I didn't say something to this person. I didn't, do anything about it.
And then does it fix up as quickly as it comes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the next day I could just, not even the next day, sometimes hours later.
Yeah, Mum the same.
Yeah. It's weird what the brain does, man.
You just the self-sabotaging, and just...
And I've sabotaged most relationships I've ever been in, right?
Yeah.
And like, one thing I'm great at, and I have been great at, is finding faults in any relationship I'm in. It's like, instead of like, focusing on good things.
You did the Jerry Seinfeld.
I did the Jerry Seinfeld. Except on like a level that like is so intensely deep and unnecessary. But it's taken like so many years to actually sit back and to be like, there's nothing wrong and there's nothing that important. You know what I mean? Like the things I'm fixating on aren't that deep. So like it's once you understand, it's almost a game within yourself. Just let it pass. Just let it pass. Don't do or say anything irrational. Just let it pass.
You need to redirect yourself.
You do. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's what you learn to do.
Redirect. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. Yeah. It's funny, like the more you talk to people, and this is why I like these sort of conversations, and not just on the show, man. I love like just talking to people and trying to get things like you start working out like, it's not just me, you know what I mean? And that could be one of the worst things, like sitting there thinking you're alone in all this, you know what I mean? And then you talk and you go, like they're the same, I'm not this freak, that's going to fall apart,
Life's hard, man. Life's hard. And it's hard for everyone, right? So my big thing is to, like, I try to go out of my way to let the people that I love know that I love them. Like, there's so much stigma and like, especially between men. To say like, love you. You know what I mean? Like something so simple, love you, bro. That's all it is. And to genuinely mean it, and to have someone say it to you that genuinely means it, bro. That's the ultimate like gift.
It is.
To actually share love. And it doesn't have to be romantic love.
And this is the whole thing. You get this whole thing that like the romantic has to be between a man and a woman, the love and maybe, like your kids and that's it,
I believe in soulmates, man. And I don't believe soulmates are romantic. I honestly, if you're lucky enough to have a soulmate that's romantic, like romantically, that's amazing. Good on you. But I believe that we've got multiple soulmates and they're our friends. The people that we share our darkest.
Is Rocco your soulmate?
Me and Rocco's my fucking future.
We're getting there. We've only known each other for like a year or 2 years or so, and we only knew each other through the shows, and then we started to think. And as I said, like the albums and talking, you start to like realise, and you're right about
romance happening here.
And this is the problem.
But this is a space, right? This
is our safe space. But this is the problem. Like you say that as a joke, and I know you're being like genuine, but also a little bit funny and that. But that's the problem with men. See, by you doing that, some men will go, whoa, no. A fucking man. I don't do that shit, and that's the problem. And then you go, why are you like that? It's how we were brought up. Like got brought up, man. Like I no way. Like you say that to a man. My dad, you never said it to me. Like let alone someone else. You know what I mean? So what am I supposed to feel? I don't know any better. And now we're trying to rediscover ourselves and learn and try to get better.
Well, that's what life is, yeah. Life is like just trying to be better than who you were yesterday.
100%.
Right, and if you're on that trajectory, then
you're doing all right.
You're killing it.
That's it.
You are killing life.
That's it.
If you're trying, you don't even have to succeed every day.
No.
But if you're trying to just do a little bit better, right, and just get involved. Like for me, it's like just get amongst it. Get amongst your mates. Get amongst your family, like whoever. Just get amongst people because it's all we have.
At the end of the day, it is.
Those loved ones is all we have. No one's going to give a shit of these strangers that you see.
No.
You'd see a million strangers a day doing what you guys do. But it's the people that you call at the end of the day. It's the people that call you just to check in, say, hey, how you doing?
100%.
That's it. They're the ones that, we like cherish and and we thank for being our support system when we are going through this. And they don't even know they're being a support system sometimes. So that's why I go out of my way to try and just be amongst it.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
it is so true. Like, at the end of the day, and the older you get, you'll realise this. The more older you get, the more you realise that everything is just bullshit. There's only a few things that are important to you. The rest really doesn't matter. And I'll give you an example and you'll understand this. At work, right? Have you ever seen, like, they'll go like, oh, thing died, right, whatever. They go, do you remember? And you go, yeah, I haven't seen him for about 3 years, right? So there was this bloke, I think his name was Jeff. He's still alive, right? I hadn't seen him for like 2 years. Like, I used to always see him. Hey, how you going? That was our thing. Hey, all right, man. Hey, I haven't seen him. Fuck. And he'd come back, he'd look real skinny and all that. And I go, hey, I haven't seen you for ages. He goes, yeah, I had cancer and all that. You know, now I'm back and that. And I thought to myself, you can just leave, right? And no one will even bat an eyelid.
Yeah.
They don't even care. They won't remember you. You know what I mean? Unless it's that immediate group, the rest won't even know. You pass these people every day. You don't see them for years, and
you don't even realise.
Nah, it doesn't really make any difference to me, right? And you know, I started realising that I mean nothing to these people. Not only to work, to everyone around.
Yeah.
Like, I mean nothing to them. That's why I know you go like, oh, you know, like, because they always stir me, right? Because I kind of keep away from everyone. I can't be bothered. All this shit that's going on there, I don't want to know. I don't really care. When I ask you how you going, don't tell me. Right? I don't care, man. Like, I've got my own issues. You don't care about me, I don't care about you. Let's just leave it like that. And I'm happy to be like that, because at the end of the day, trust me, I really do mean nothing to these people. You know what I mean? But there are certain people that I do mean something to, you know, my kids, my partner, and all that. And when you realise that that's it, that's all you've got at the end of the day. Because when you're lying on your deathbed, mate,
not all these other people.
Nothing, and everything else doesn't matter either.
I learnt that, like, when my dad was passing away, man. It's just me and him. You know, and I told my mum and sisters, just leave, let me, like, you know, it's going to be hard for you. And I sat there, man, and I just looked around, and there was no one.
Just you and him?
Just me and him, and I was like, fuck, it really, like, it's no one.
Yeah, there isn't. And most people don't give a shit about you. I agree that, I reckon, like, I've always said this and people go, no. I reckon, like, 80% don't give a shit. Another 17% hope you fail. Right? And maybe 1 or 2% really care about you. The rest, like, I give a fuck, man. And most people, like, hope you fail in life. You think about it. I'm telling you, people very envious and they see you do anything that's, like, successful. They're not happy. You know why? Because they're a miserable fucking soul and they've got a miserable life. And if you fail, makes them feel better. So by pushing you down, it elevates them. But that's the wrong way to be, you know.
And I, as much as I agree with you, which I do, I've kind of trained myself to not even, like, care.
Yeah.
Like, and like you said.
No, you're
like,
right. I don't care.
Yeah, but like you said, like, who cares? You know, like, I've come to an age now where I'm like,
don't care.
Don't care, bro. Like, honestly, I know who cares.
Yeah.
I see through it now.
So many people just care about the wrong things and the wrong people, you know what I mean? Who cares, mate? Like,
nothing matters, bro. We're all going to die. Like, we're all going to die.
Well, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, we're all going to die.
Yeah.
So, like, man, we, like, sit down, we stress about all these...
dumbest things.
The dumbest. And who cares?
Can we win a premiership?
That's not dumb. That's not dumb.
That's killing me, mate.
When's the last time you won one?
95, don't start.
Oh.
You had to bring a Collingwood supporter.
Collingwood won last year.
We need a Carlton person here next week.
You didn't even know
Rocco,
that
please, let's get a Carlton
My
person.
Who was the
mum's got all
captain?
the premiership.
Who was the captain? Already, you failed. You already.
I just can't think of the tall, ugly guy with dark hair and the blonde.
You just described every AFL player.
Every Collingwood player.
Pendlebury.
Nah.
Wasn't he? No.
No. Well, at least you know a player. It was Darcy Moore.
Oh, yes. He's good looking, actually.
Is he?
Yeah.
I reckon he's a bit of a finoc, but...
Well, apparently I heard that.
Oh, she knows what that word means.
Yeah. Him and someone else that was...
I love it. Love the rumours started on Unfiltered.
Is that true?
I don't know.
Not that it matters.
If you ask me, it's very true.
Yeah.
That's if you ask me.
But he has a girlfriend.
Yeah, so.
They don't sleep in the same bed.
So did... You know Elton John was married to an Australian?
Woman?
Yeah.
Ah.
Her name was Renata from Australia. Yeah.
I'd marry him for the money.
Would you?
Yeah.
Would you?
Elton John?
Would you marry someone for the money?
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
I just...
Well,
Play on my insecurities. Let's go.
only Elton John.
Why Elton John?
Because he's got a lot of money.
What about as someone else?
Nah.
Just Elton John. Out of all people, like an 80-year-old, like...
Well, at least I wouldn't have to sleep with him.
Would you marry someone just for the money?
Nah.
You just said you would.
Yeah, but Elton John.
Yeah, but anyone...
But she's saying Elton John money.
Yeah.
That's hectic money.
Well, then you would marry someone for the money.
Anyone with that kind of money. Not anyone.
Yeah, Donald Trump. Yes, Donald Trump. He's handsome, yeah.
Is he?
Peter B. V. Bobblehead wants to know if I'd marry Donald Trump. Yes, I would. Can you hook it up?
Donald Trump.
Who's the like ugly millionaire?
Donald Trump.
James Packer.
I don't even know what he looks like, but
He's a bit of tattoo.
I think at this stage in my life, I wouldn't marry for money.
At any stage, I mean, when you're young, you're probably dumb and stupid.
Yeah.
But like when you get mature, like it really, I know it would make life easy, but far out, man. Like it's miserable life, I reckon.
Yeah.
Because emotionally, man, like it kills you, man. But then, I mean, if that's what.
Couldn't pay me to marry like someone for money or anything.
No way.
No. Life's too short for that.
Way too short. And nothing matters, not even money.
No. Well, if you're not happy without money, you'll never be happy with money.
Say that every week. And every week.
We all make our own, so.
Gets deeper and deeper.
Yeah. Money is like, as I said, money can make life easier. It doesn't make you happier. It definitely doesn't make you happy. And, you know, like another thing is with money is like, at the end of the day, I think Joe Rogan said this. He said when he first made his first bit of money, like $100,000 they gave him to do like a TV show, and he couldn't even afford to eat before that, right? He goes far out, and he got himself an apartment and he was wrapped. He goes, mate, look at this! I got an apartment. I got a bed. Like how good. And after like a while, he used to go back home, and he used to go like, oh, it's just a room. It doesn't really matter, you know, like it doesn't matter. So it like when you buy something, it's only that quick, like it's a quick bit of joy. Yeah. But then after that, like the perfect example is a car. Like, you know, how excited when you get a brand new car. And look, everyone needs like a good car, don't get me wrong and that. But what I'm saying is you get that thing, but then after a while, does it become just a car? You know what I mean? And the same with your house. Like at the house, you have a nice house, but really at the end of the day, if you got somewhere to cook your food, somewhere to relax, wherever that point is, and somewhere to sleep, have you got everything you need?
Well, that's the thing. That comes with maturity.
And it does.
Because, man, like with my place, I was paying the mortgage in this place. I was never home.
Yeah.
And I was like, in my head, I was like, I've got to spend time at home.
Yeah.
I'm paying so much for this place.
I know.
And like, I'm not even home. I literally just shower and sleep here.
Yeah.
I wasn't even eating at home.
Yeah.
So I that resonates with me a lot. Yeah. Because, it changed the way I thought about even having like a house. Like, I wasn't even spending time there. You know, I'm paying all this money to literally just fall asleep there. And I could fall asleep anywhere. You know?
As long as you got a comfortable bed to sleep, you got a roof and somewhere to eat and someone to eat with, I'm telling you, you're on top of the world, mate. You're winning, man. Like most people are winning, but they don't get it. It's the new generation out here, you know, they just aren't happy with anything anymore.
Stop blaming the new generation.
I think they're a lot to blame.
Nah.
Yeah, they're shit.
Nah.
Yeah,
I think it's just it's a different experience, man. We've created, so like, you know, I'd say your generation to probably my generation have created a pretty good platform for them to kind of do whatever they want.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
And I think they're just spoiled by choice.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's their fault. Like, you know.
No, and you know what? I agree with you. It's not really all their fault because, like, what do you want them to do? Like, you've got all this. Like, how do you want me to act? Like, I can understand them saying that. You know what I mean? So, and look, it is a bit our fault too.
Yeah, I think maybe like we kind of done it hard. Well, you guys done it harder than us, and we done it harder than them, and the generation after them they're going to say we done it harder than, you know.
Well, it's that old saying, you know what I mean? Like, have you heard that saying that goes, a tough time makes strong men, strong men makes easy times, easy time make weak men make hard times again. And that's what's going to happen. And when I say men, relax, I meant everybody, like people. But yeah, I believe we're at the weak men or people at the moment. We're at that kind of thing. And I think the next few generations, you're going to see some hard times coming.
Well, I think we're already there.
Yeah.
I think it's tough.
Because they're all fucking pansies. How old are you?
37 next month.
Are the men of these days a little bit soft?
Yeah, well...
What do you think about toxic masculinity? What do you think? You think that's a real thing? Do you think that... What do you think about it?
Don't know. What do I think about it?
Do you think it's a thing?
Probably.
Yeah?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if I'd describe anyone as having it.
We think like we've said this before. I don't think there is. I think there's toxic people. There's not toxic men. There are toxic people.
I don't think masculinity is toxic.
Yeah.
I don't think masculinity can be toxic.
Yeah.
I think people can be toxic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think men can be toxic. I don't get it. There's nothing wrong with masculine. I don't get it.
Yeah, but again, it's just flash words, buzzwords.
Yeah,
just to get the engagement online.
Yeah.
And just to get numbers on their posts. That's all it is, man. It's all a numbers game.
Social media.
More division. You know, creates, you know, more anxiety.
Yeah.
Creates, you know, it's all just a circle. It's all just emotion. It's all just the same shit.
100%.
They just want numbers, man.
100%. All right, before we go, so getting on to like thing, I did bring a product in.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do a product try. I'm going to try this product.
What is it?
Apparently it's a cherry pepper. I want to see if it works.
So how's it supposed to work? What do you think?
I reckon you're supposed to put them in there and it's supposed to take out the pips. Want to see if it works?
We have to see if it works.
Where are the cherries? Oh, in there.
So we thought we'd try this. One.
Just try with one, you reckon?
No.
Do the whole lot.
Full on, mate. We're going to go full on. I want to see if this works.
Where'd you get it from?
I don't know. My missus buys all this fucking junk. She loves it, mate. Every day there's something coming in the fucking, like, some mail, and it's always a junk.
Actually, you know what? I got a bone to pick while you do that.
What's that under there? Is that another one?
That's another one. That's a single one.
So I've got a bone to pick. There's a company called Kit Bag or something. It's Christmas coming up. My missus' nephew is turning 1. For Christmas, we thought we'd buy him an Arsenal top.
Oh, nice.
And you know, just a nice little Christmas gift. Get him his first, you know, football top. Got him a Carlton top as well.
Nice.
Even though Mum's a Collingwood supporter, but we'll see.
Disgraceful.
And mate, it came in the mail. I specifically ordered 18 to 24 months. Bro, it wouldn't even fit over my hand. Oh, come on, man. It's
I hate ordering clothes online because I just don't trust them.
He pisses me off.
And what are you going to do now?
Yeah, that's it. I can't send it back to the UK. So now I've got to fork out more money to get it
And do you know when you send something back, you have to pay for the postage?
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
You know, once I ordered this little rotary for like kebabs. I know you don't like it, but there was kebabs, and it was like a table thing where they had like a little grill in the middle, and then you put the kebabs in there, and it would rotate in front of you, right? So I ordered this. I thought that'd be fun to do. So I did that, and I get it, and I just get, like, when I got it, I just got the sticks that you do the kebabs with. So I sent them this thing, and there was these Asians, you know, and they go, then I'm going, mate, like, it's the wrong thing here.
Yeah.
And they're going, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Was it the wrong colour or whatever? I'm going, you didn't send me the thing. I said, all you sent me was sticks.
Yeah.
And they kept all these excuses. I said, lucky I went through PayPal and all that. And then it was, oh yeah, so if you want your money back, you have to send it back and you have to pay for the postage.
Yeah.
Okay, how does that fucking work?
Yeah. I got to be down more money.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Just to get my $20 back, I've got to spend 30. You're like,
It's funny. So Morris, good mate of the shows, he ordered something and they sent him curtain rods instead. I think he ordered a picture frame and they sent him curtain rods. They said, yeah, no worries, we'll send it back, but you got to pay for postage. What do you mean I got to pay? I just spent $150.
I know, it's fucking ridiculous, man. And that's why it kind of like, it shits me buying things online. Like, it's good as some things
I
are.
love it.
When you know, but when it gets wrong, it's such a bad experience.
You know what? I'll take the hit, man. I'll take the hit.
We're going to do it?
Let's go. What do you do? So you just close it?
I reckon. Is it hard? Ooh.
Oh.
We got somewhere.
Oh.
We got somewhere. Where are the pips? Down the bottom?
Wow. That works.
No pips.
No pip?
Do you like cherries?
That's amazing.
It worked. I was really expecting like a disaster.
I didn't think it would work. Was it hard?
A bit of a clip.
So you gotta put a bit into it.
Maybe you need a man to do it.
Where's that from?
I don't know.
No, I'm good.
Yes, we have someone asking where you bought it from.
That is fantastic.
I don't know. I've got to find out from, as I said, I'll find out. I'll tell you next week. But that bloody week, we might do that again.
Is there any name on the bottom of it?
Nah.
No.
Nah, this was made by some.
Have you tried the purple one?
All right, let's try it. This one was a single one. I don't reckon this one can work. Nah, that's rubbish.
No, no good. You lost your cherry.
Fucking old.
You lost your cherry.
Nah, that didn't work. But this one here, nah, this is rubbish. It doesn't even go straight. Look. Maybe I have to do some readjusting.
Maybe. That's brilliant, though.
Yeah.
I like it.
I might.
All right, we're going to find out. We'll let you know next week. So you have to tune in next week to find out. We're going to do one more.
I reckon I'm going to hit up Amazon. Surely I'll find it on Amazon.
The cherry pipper.
The cherry pipper.
I don't know.
I went cherry picking not long ago.
You told me.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick, man. We love going and pick like cherries and all sorts of stuff. We go like we go all the way up to the farms and that. And
where do you go for cherries? Well, where have you gone? Is it like Yarra Valley way?
Yeah. That's exactly right. Yeah.
So do you get to keep what you pick?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to pay for it.
You got to pay for it,
So
but you can eat as much as you want while you're there.
Yeah.
So, but you can only eat so many. You die, but you do, and then you go there, and then you pick all these cherries, right, or whatever it is, right? You pick all this stuff, and you get there, and then they go like $150 because you don't realise how much you've
Just
picked.
how much?
Yeah.
How much are they like per kilo?
It is better. It is a better price.
Yeah. It's like $18.
Yeah, whatever it is.
For a kilo, but they're premium. Like, they're great cherries.
Yeah, you do it. That's not bad.
Fairly easy.
Magic.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. That is actually fantastic.
You want a cherry? You know what? Eating cherries like this is a lot better because you know how you got to eat around the cherry, then you dirty your hand.
I'm getting one.
We're going to solve it. So this is what we're going to do. Remember I said I want to do like product things. You know, we'll get some weird stuff and try them out. All right. That one there, I'm surprised. I thought it wasn't going to work.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's funny. It works pretty good, huh? I don't know what it's called. I'm going to find out. I'll find out where she get it. But my missus, mate, she she goes through some site and she'll get like a bag delivered and it's got like 1,000 bits of junk in there. Like,
And you know why? Because they've got like a like $30 minimum or something.
Yeah,
and you
so
get
you buy
free
this and you
postage
buy this and then you get like she'll get like a
Maybe
fucking mushroom tea towel and she'll get like this. She loves mushrooms.
yeah.
Mushrooms are a big thing. Like, we go mushroom picking a lot, you know.
That's cool. Where do you go for that?
So all over the place, you know. So we go to certain forests, you know. Same thing. We go up like near the peninsula is really good.
Yeah. I was looking at it.
Yeah. So we go up there, and then I've got some
types of mushrooms.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like that really good one. What's it called?
So we mainly go for magic. I've got some magic. No, we mainly go for the ink red caps, right?
Okay.
So they're like an orange one. So we mainly go for them. And there's also the slippery jacks and the slippery jills, you know. So they're the ones that I'm sure about. So we go and there's, you know, mushroom picking, it's very funny. Like, you don't really give away your bloody locations because it's very secretive.
It's like fishing.
Yeah.
Are you talking about magic mushrooms?
No.
Okay.
Real eating mushrooms. But I do find magic mushrooms.
Oh, so is this not a farm? It's just somewhere you found?
Yeah, we go searching for them in forest.
Ah.
Yeah. And we also like
So how do you know you're not going to die?
because we know which mushrooms to pick.
Yeah,
I'm sure that lady knew too.
No, we know exactly which mushrooms, but there are a lot of twins with mushrooms, so you'll get a lot of ones that look like the same. But there's certain things that you can pick about the way the stem is and that. But we don't just eat any mushrooms. There's those two certain ones that we definitely pick. But with a lot of mushrooms, like you can eat a lot of mushrooms. There are a lot out there. It's very this conception that most of them die. It's not. You know, there are. You know, the red ones that look like the Mario Brothers ones. Mm-hmm. Like normally, if it's a red mushroom, red is telling you don't go near them. But you know, them ones they're poisonous. But you know, there's a way to eat them. If you cook them right and you boil them and you're right, you can actually eat them. You just got to know how to do them. Nah. No, I don't trust it that much. You know, because we've actually paid with professional mushroom pickers and they've taken us mushroom hunting.
Yeah.
And what they do is you go around with them and they just find mushrooms and then they talk about them, they explain them. Like my missus loves mushrooms. Good. Like it's her favourite thing, man. Favourite thing, not only to eat but to research. A lot of her clothes, she's got mushrooms in that.
On them.
Yeah, she loves it. She loves mushrooms. Yeah, so that's a big thing with us. So it's a good little outing.
Nice little hobby.
It is. It's cool.
Yeah.
All right, we're almost hit the 12 o'clock mark again. Cool. Believe it?
I'm still awake.
Are you enjoying it? Did you enjoy it?
It's been fun.
No, it's been good. We appreciate you coming on. You've been great, actually.
Yeah. You've got a bit hectic there.
I don't think so.
Rocco yelling at you for 45
I don't think I was yelling at you.
No.
Pardon?
I don't think I was yelling at you.
No. I'm yet to hear what the name of this ingredient is.
I'll find out. I will find out. I've seen the doco on it.
I don't think it's true.
I think it is true.
Because something can't be certified vegan if it's got an animal product in it. Plus, I can like the ingredients.
I'll find out.
I can read them.
I'll find out and I'll send you the doco on it.
Okay.
I know. So I did find out. But apart from that...
Hang on. If Rocco's right, and that's an ingredient in your soaps,
I wish I could find
how do you think that would
affect the way...
What you use?
Just say you find out that like soaps need to use this product in there.
But the products I use, they say they're vegan, but also the ingredient list. Like I've gone through ingredient lists before.
And you know all the ingredients on there?
Yeah.
Every single one of them?
Yes. Well, I look them up. Yeah. I look up what the meaning.
I wish I could find it. I really do. I've actually seen, I've seen the doco on it.
Even the numbers on them, like see the 322, for example.
No, I don't doubt you, but look, if I'm wrong, I'm happy to admit it next week. So
if you're wrong, you'll go vegan for a week.
No, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong about that particular thing.
No. I like this. If he's wrong, we'll both go vegan for a week.
No.
Okay.
If he's right,
you eat meat.
You eat meat on Unfiltered. How sure are you?
you can't ever be 100% sure because you know the lies and the shit that goes on there. Let me find.
I want to know.
Let me find
All
it
right.
because I wouldn't have said it if I didn't see it. Like I've actually watched the doco on it, and I've seen scientists talk about it. They've got to use this animal product in all soaps that are manufactured and things. So let me. If I'm wrong, if they've redone it and the vegan products, I definitely haven't got it. I'll admit I'm wrong. All right, and
but you won't go vegan for a week. If
I'll
you're
go
wrong.
vegan for a week. I don't care.
Ah,
Like
okay.
doesn't
But
bother
will
me.
you eat chicken on Unfiltered?
Okay, if he's right, then yeah, I will do that.
All right, you can have a little bit of chicken. You don't want to like a kilo. I can just imagine.
But legally, something can't be certified vegan and contain
I can't
But you
wait.
know, like
I just can't
you
wait.
know, and you're probably right. But it's like saying, for example, I don't know all the rules and regulations, but it's like saying you can't say it's Australian made if it's not made in Australia, and then you find out that the label's made in Australia. You know, there's some sort of way to get around it. That's the only way I can think about it. I wish someone would write it in.
What's caught your attention?
Thinking on I've actually seen the doco on it. It's really fascinating, and they brought the vegans in there to show them that.
So is it an ingredient in soap?
Yeah.
It's not a way that they process the soap?
No, it's a ingredient they have to put in, or else it just won't work. You know what I mean? So let me.
Not gelatin.
No, it's not gelatin. I'm telling you, you wouldn't. I don't even want to tell you what it is because you'll be disgusted. But
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
What is it?
They use like sheep, like skulls and that. They crush it and they get this ingredient out of it. And this is the only way they can get the soaps to work. I'll get the doco for you. There's been a doco on it. As I said, sometimes, you know, sometimes those docos are not correct either.
Not lanolin.
Don't know. I couldn't tell you until I see it. So
Yeah.
let me
Bit of
just.
lanolin.
It's the oils on the sheep's skin.
Okay.
No, I don't think it was that. I don't think. Let me just check it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. Whatever. But no one's coming up with it. So, but I've seen it. Like it's not like I haven't seen it. So there. But apart from that, you've been a good sport about it.
Oh, yeah.
Have you been good?
Yeah, I think
I
you've
can
been great.
take a belting.
No, listen, as I said, like, I like talking about these things. Like, I don't know if I'm right or wrong, you know what I mean? Everyone's got their opinion about this stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And as long as, like, just like religion or just like thing, like everyone, as long as everyone's happy and they live their own life and don't bother anyone, you're fine, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? I think these activists that are real, like, they really put a sour taste in, but not just with veganism, it's like the oil companies.
Yeah.
You know, like, what a bunch of idiots, you know what I mean? Like, seriously, are you posting on a fucking device that you need oil to manufacture? Like, are you that stupid? You know what I mean? Like, how did you get to the protest with your car? Yeah. Like, think about it. Like, the things they do, and then I think to myself, when you go that extreme, you've achieved nothing. You actually make it worse because we don't care. Like, if you come in there dressed as a cow,
Guys,
and as I mean,
we're going to be here for another 4 hours.
Don't fucking start, man. Don't start. All right, no, but you've been a good sport, man. I appreciate you coming on. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I had fun. Thank you.
Thanks everyone for joining us.
Another week.
Another week. We're getting closer to Christmas.
Can't wait.
We're in another fucking year just quickly gone by.
But I'm almost 37. I think about it every day.
Don't start. Each individual person is different, but you're right, man. Like, those years are just going
Just way
quicker
too
and
quick,
quicker.
man.
Just quicker and quicker.
Feels
We
like
must
just
be busy.
yesterday I was dreading turning 30.
Yeah.
Now I'm almost
same.
dreading turning 40.
I'm looking at retirement age.
Yeah.
Not yet.
6 more years.
Yeah, well,
I know.
that's hectic.
I know. 6 more years. It's good, but it's bad. It's good because you retire, but it's like, it's bad because
You're old.
you're 60.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this. Thank you for coming. Thank you very much. Thank you,
everyone.
mate. Thanks everyone for
Hit the
joining
like
us.
button on the way
Yeah,
out.
make sure you hit the like button, share, subscribe, and you know the other thing you got to do is get onto our TikTok page.
Absolutely.
Get onto the TikTok page, Rocco and Andy Unfiltered. Get onto that. We put on little clips, and make sure you follow us there. And that's it. We'll see you next week. Can you see? I can't see shit yet.
Bye.
Wait, don't say bye yet.
Oh, sorry.
Let me have a look.
Every single week we do this. Every single
I reckon
week.
it's this one here. All right.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming on.
Go the Blues.
Go the Blues.
Go the Pies. What's this?
Give us that.
Is this jar full?
No.
And is it full now? And how about now? Is the jar full now? Yes. Now I want you to recognize that this jar represents your life. Golf balls are the important things, your family, your friends, your health, and your passions. The pebbles are the other important things, your car, your job, your home. The sand is everything else, it's just the small stuff. Now, if you put the sand in the jar first, you won't have room for the pebbles or the golf balls. The same is true in life. If you spend all your energy and your time on the small stuff, you won't have time for all the really important things that matter to you. Pay attention to the things that are critical to your happiness. Take care of the golf balls first, the really important things. Set your priorities, because everything else is just sand.